Oh, look at, he's going to photobomb here.
RTR live. What do you think of that, Brad?
That's pretty good.
I like the name Brad.
Yeah.
That works for me.
For sure.
That works for you.
No, Brad, those aren't for you, Brad Mann. They're for Brad Eddy.
They didn't got no Eddie. They just got Brad, Joe. Uh-oh. Got a live one. I can't be doing that, Joe. Brad, this is a brand new race car. You just picked it up a couple weeks, so maybe tell the fans about it all.
Sure thing. So this is my dad's car. Dad loves YouTube videos, and he started seeing some FLF cars dominate at some old low grip, hard tire racing series and tracks, and called Tim up, and over a number of years built it up. So we just picked it up about 2 weeks ago before this race. Tim flew up to help us out, and we've been chasing gremlins all day, but we're starting last today, and I think we got it all fixed up. So we'll try to pick them off slowly, keep from going a lap down.
So in the heat race, I saw you come down the backstretch and you come in. We chatted a little bit about that, some power steering trouble.
Yeah, it was a power steering pump failed on us. So it actually completely bound up. I didn't want to, cause a wreck or anything, so I just pulled it right in. It's very intermittent, so we got a pump from George Kozgulik's there at the 88, and put it on, and it's just a dream to drive around now. So we'll see how it does out there.
So you build up all your arm muscle with no power steering. Now you can drive with one hand and relax a little bit.
Pretty good. They tell me resistance training is pretty good for you, so we'll see how it works out.
So do you got some sponsors you want to thank that made this possible for you, Brad?
Yeah, absolutely. So we got Driveline on the car now. Driveline's a used car dealership that sells online. We deliver all across the Maritimes, so definitely check them out. Driveline Service Center open in Mount Uniacke. We have zsportcanada.com and Datsun North coming on board as well, and Omega Formwork and Core Holdings helped us out. So major shout out as well to DeWalt, Napa Auto Parts, and V1 Properties. V1 Properties came on last minute, so we're happy to have them.
That's good. Do you have some more races you plan on doing this year, Brad, or what's the plan?
I think, we're looking at the Cat250 depending on how today goes, and then the Mike Stevens as well. We'll see. And then if today goes well here, we might come back to Riverside. And then we've got another car we're hooked up with. We might do the 250 in Fredericton, but we're trying to keep it under 5 a year. It gets a little busy, as you know.
So that chassis, this is new, so maybe explain the initials, what it means. The fans here probably haven't heard that chassis name before.
Yeah, sure thing. So FLF is Finish Line Fabrication. Tim Curry is the operator. He's been building race cars for 40 years. And, he builds a mean race car. The fab work on this car is the best I've ever seen. And, he builds everything himself, including the chassis. He set it up himself, and he's up here to help us. So amazing support. It's the type of support you can't get from the big teams. This is why we went with him. And Tim's, trained some of the biggest minds and worked with some of the biggest minds in short track racing, such as, Howe and Terry Seneca and all those guys. So to the point where when I walked down to buy parts from R&D there, I brought the parts back, and Tim said, "Hey, I just built this last week." So he's a great fabricator, great guy, and he's about 30 minutes south of Grand Rapids, Michigan. So we'll be back there. Hopefully we can sell a few FLFs here north of the border and get some support going, and we might be able to see if we can set up a jig.
Very good. Good luck. That's number 7, Brad Eddy, in a brand new hot rod here for the IWK250.
Okay, Jerry, let's take it away, and time is going to be short, so let's rapid fire some of these guys.
We're going to get on this real quick here with Craig Slanewhite. Craig, you won this once.
Nope.
Not yet?
Nope, not yet.
Gee, it seems to me I think I've seen you on the podium, but
yeah.
Is this the year?
Oh man, I sure hope so. We got to and just need to be there at the end, right? Get through 200 laps and race the last 50 and be there at the end, hopefully with a shot to win and get her done.
This is the first time in a long time I've watched you walk through the pits with a big smile on your face. So this car's got to be a lot happier than what you've been used to previously.
Yeah, no, this car's pretty stoked. Kind of wherever we go, and we spent some time down here a couple weeks ago with Andrew and the boys from King and tuned it a little bit more. We were just a little bit off the first time we were down here, but I think we got it back. So hopefully it'll come true tonight.
We'll look for you on the podium.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks, Craig.
Joe, I caught up with another fellow New Brunswicker, Lonnie Somerville out of St. John. Lonnie, maybe tell the fans what you're driving, what's underneath you. They'd be interested to hear maybe whose chassis this one is.
Well, it's a new Hamke car this year. We're not making many good gains this weekend. We've got here Thursday, first time here with one of these style chassis, and been struggling. Went back to Dylan's shop there yesterday and spent the whole day and worked our butts off trying to make it better, and made very little gain. And we made a little bit of gain today, but we got a long road ahead of us. I mean, it's a long race, but we're going to keep fighting. We haven't stopped working, and we'll keep working here till the end of 250.
So this one has a Chevy power plant. Last week we saw you grenade a Ford power plant. So was that the same chassis or a different chassis that you had at Petty?
No, this is a chassis 090. That was 067. And we left most of that one on the racetrack at Petty last week. So we've had a little bit better luck with that chassis, and we're probably had made it through last week in Petty. We'd have brought that car here, but anyways, we got what we got. Chev seems to be more durable this year so far. We've had 2 races with that Ford and had trouble with both races. So we ran third with this car in Fredericton the start of the year. I mean, it's got speed. It just doesn't have speed here. So we'll. I mean, we might not get it figured out today, but we're not going to give up. We'll keep digging and keep trying to make it better.
Obviously, you got some big sponsors. I know Pubs Recycling. We all know Bob, but somebody else on the car you want to shout out for?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got Jeff Doherty, a good customer of mine, and he's got a construction company and a Canadian maple sugar or syrup company, and they help us out a bunch. And Taste and See Restaurant, my brother's business, Kings County Performance, obviously. LSR, a bunch of people that my guys are probably bust their butts as much as anybody. When you're struggling, your guys work way harder, and my guys have been working really hard in this heat the last 3 days. So, I definitely, everybody wants to say they got the best team and the hardest working guys, but this week I've got the hardest working guys, I promise that.
So, to the fans for LSR, what does that mean? That's your daytime job, but maybe just shout out to the fans what you do for a living.
So, we build and maintain race cars. We've got quite a few good customers in the Sportsman, Pro Stock, and I got a Bandolero driver that I've been taking care of and mentoring, Jeff Doherty's grandson. We've been having fun with that. We've been to Florida and everywhere with them racing last winter, and we're going to develop him up through the ranks here in the next few years, and have some great customers and sportsmen that run very competitive in New Brunswick, and have some really good Pro Stock customers too. Our Pro Stock late model program has been struggling a little bit the last couple of years, and we really need to step it up a little bit. But we're busy day to day working in a race shop. I basically turned a hobby, a dream job into a career, and sometimes it's they say when you turn a hobby into a job, it's not that much fun. And there's days that I want to, not work on my own race car, and that's kind of the part of the problem. You get so busy that it, with 2 little girls at home, it makes you sometimes not want to work on race cars. But we need to get back to it and get some testing in, and not be starting in the rear of these fields.
It's got to be cool though to see the kid in a Bandolero, like you raced all your life, and giving back to a little kid to start his career.
Absolutely, and the opportunities. I mean, I didn't. I grew up in racing. I mean, my dad raced long before I was ever born, as you know, and I was 21 years old when I started driving a race car because I had to learn it all, and my dad wasn't getting out of the seat. And if I wanted to do it, it was tough love. He made me do it on my own, and that's probably why I'm at where I'm at now, with being able to build and maintain and work on race cars and do my own stuff. To develop some of these kids, Hudson started when he was like 9.5, 10 years old, and a year and a half ago, he didn't even want to make 2 laps until he wanted to come in because his arms were tired, and now he's winning races. So it gives you a lot of satisfaction. Same with any customer. You have a lot of satisfaction. They're kind of like all your kids. I've got Devin Snell, some of these kids like that grew up around me. I mean, Devin was around me when he was Hudson's age, 9, 10 years old, and to now see these guys go out and have success, it's really neat and really, makes you proud for sure.
There you go, 23 Lonnie Somerville out of St. John, giving back to the young kids, learning them the ropes through the Bandolero. Back to you, Jerry.
Well, the drivers have rapidly disappeared from the front straightaway as they're getting back to their haulers, get ready to come up for driver introductions and opening ceremonies. So it's thinned out considerably down here on the front straightaway for sure.
Well, I got Stevie Lively in my sights, so he's always colorful. Joe, we'll slip over here and talk to him and get his last-minute thoughts before he bolts in here. Stevie, how are you doing today, bud?
Oh, I'm pretty nervous, but I'm here. I'm there.
So how was the car in practice?
Man, in practice, I felt really good. Like, I finished literally in the middle of the pack in practice, but in the heat, it just wasn't the same when it went away from me, so I feel discouraged a bit. But I'm hoping the boys pulled it together and we put a couple little changes in it, and I hope I can stick in it.
Well, when I was talking to them, they told me it's the wheelman. Now you're saying it's the guys?
Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna put the blame on them. Take it off of me.
Is there a couple sponsors you want to shout out that makes this happen? Because I know, Stevie, like, being a racer, you can't do this without the help of sponsors, bud.
100%, yep, East Coast Finance, and if it wasn't for them, I would definitely not be on this track today.
Good luck. That's number 30, Steve Lively. Throwing it back on the back of the crew to give him the perfect setup.
Yeah, sounds good. Brad, can I get you to slide up here to Rick Spencer-Walt in a 31 car? We got to hear from Ricky. I don't think Jerry's got anybody down at his end of pit road.
Well, I don't have my running shoes on, but I'm here, Joe.
Oh, he's a big guy.
Mr. Spencer-Walt, Joe gave me big instructions to jog up here and interview you and see what you think of this place, because this is quite a spot.
Yeah, this place is badass. It's unreal. I'm having a ton of fun. The music on the front chute, all the fans. This is definitely, like Joe said, it's a Daytona 500 for people around here, and probably it's probably the biggest race I've ever been part of. Jukasa had some stuff going on that was pretty fun, but this is something else down here. The fans and crews and cars, and it's unreal.
So I heard through the grapevine you have a little bit of help from a fellow with probably quite a bit of knowledge in Canada.
Yeah, I think he's strapping into the car for some pace laps here. He's going to pace us around here. Junior Hanley helped us out for a lot of years. We ended up over at McCall's for a couple of years doing some stuff, and this is a McCall car, but Junior's been tuning on it for us for the last few races here, and I think we finally found something here. The heat race went well. We had a tire kind of go out on us in the stagger there, but car itself is really good. Driver's a little rusty still, so as the race goes on, we'll figure it out.
Is this the first time you ran on these Hoosier tires?
We ran Hoosier tires a while ago, like I don't know how many years it was back now. Won championships on Hoosier tires, so we got them close, but I think maybe when you're from Ontario coming this far, they got the pick of the litter before we did, so we got some junk to work with, but we've been making it work.
So just so the fans know, how long of a drive is it for you to make this trip down for this?
I think on the GPS it says 18 to 19 hours. We were more like 22, 23 hours with fuel stops and food stops, and the women got to pee, so we got to pull over when they got to go. So it's been it was a long trek down, and we're planning on leaving tonight and heading back. We'll probably be at work on Monday. We talked about going to Flamborough tomorrow if we could drive through the night and make it back, but I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen.
So would you come back and do it again?
Oh, 100%, yeah. I think my son's starting to race now. I'm having a lot of fun with him running around the track, so I think maybe next year we just stick to some big events and show up for some money instead of running for peanuts around where we are.
How about that, guys? 19 hours of driving for Rick Spencer-Walt to come to the IWK250 because Joe Gism told him he had to come and see this deal, and Joe doesn't lie, and it's the real deal. So we got the guy here, 19 hours of driving, so good luck to Mr. Walt, number 31 from Ontario.
Hello, guys.
Yeah, it's going to be dynamite to see Ricky perform in front of a capacity crowd, Jerry Paxton. This is going to be something else.
I'm going to catch up to one other guy, Joe, before we go. Nicholas Nogle, you've turned your racing around. I hear your name in Victory Lane quite a bit. I see an old buddy of mine hanging around over your pit, Mr. Fleming. Tell us about some of that.
Yeah, no, we made a change in our program there a couple races into the season, and it's been working out for the best for us. It's definitely good for all my guys, and I have some new crew members now, and I love having the experience on the team, and it's brought an all-new life, and I just can't thank everyone enough. My father, my parents, just my whole crew. We put hours and hours into this car the last couple of weeks, and I can't be thankful enough.
So the other wins have been big, but how big would it be to take this deal back home?
Yeah, no, everyone knows how prestigious this race is, and when we get to see these past winners walk across the stage here, it really brings into light how big of a deal it is. And just if I was able to pull it off, it would be amazing. I don't know if there'd be another race this side of the border that compares.
A couple of sponsors a shout out to.
Yeah, no, Brycon Construction, got to thank them. Mobile One, Axe Air, McDonald Automotive, Conway Customs, Wingnut Productions. If I'm missing anyone, I feel bad, but I can't thank all my sponsors enough. They're awesome. They help us get to the track every week and let us do what we love to do.
So you won here this year already, so how many weeks ago was that?
That was probably about a month and a half ago now. It was a lot cooler weather and track conditions were a bit different, but we're getting the car dialed in now, and I feel like we have a good piece moving forward in the race.
There you go, the 08 Nicholas Nalgo already won here, looking to take the big one. Back to you, Joe.
Absolutely. Great job down there. Let's throw way down to the front end of this field and Jerry Paxton.
Well, I got on the front row here with Ashton Tucker. And Ashton, this thing's a rocket ship.
Yeah, we'll see, I guess. It's been working pretty good for us, and just trying to get used to it and used to this place and see how it goes.
How tough is this track to learn?
It's tough. It's a tough place. I struggle here. This is probably my worst racetrack, I think, but it's a tough spot, but we'll see how it goes and hopefully maybe be able to pull one off.
If you're telling me this is a tough racetrack and I'm watching you tip your nose under that 23 car in the qualifying heat, you got bigger worries.
Yeah, no, he's real good. Yeah, no, he's good. He's going to be hard to beat. He's a good driver, and he'll be the one to try to beat, but hopefully we'll have something for him.
I don't think you're a slack driver on your own. You're doing pretty good. I've heard your name a couple of times with Racetime Radio being in Victory Lane.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. Glad you think so, and we'll see how it goes.
All right, Ashton Tucker's going to start near the front. He's going to give that 23 a run.
Oh, you can count on it. He, along with about 23 other drivers, at least 23. Tim Terry, you are down on that start-finish line. You and Dylan Langell. We're in for a big one here. Can you feel
absolutely.
the energy starting to pop?
Yeah, absolutely. You can feel the energy down here. Dylan, you and I getting ready for opening ceremonies. We got Norm Robichaux from Tim's Corner TV here as well. Not doing any demolition in enduro, so glad he popped a camera on and we're good to go. But Dylan, this is electricity like no other event. The butterflies start to fly in about a half hour, a little more than that. We're going to be going green flag racing in the 2023 IWK250.
Yeah, we're going to have our opening ceremony starting in about 10 minutes, race fans. We're going to have the Honorable Premier Tim Houston with us again. Of course, he's got a racing connection. His father-in-law is the great Art Steve, so we're going to have the Premier on hand here. He was here during the autograph session, and we'll have some words from Ken Farrell, General Manager of 98.9 XFM, Nothing But Hits in Antigonish, and we'll bring the whole Chisholm family on and the Lewis family to get ready. We're going to bring our past champions and got something pretty special lined up during that, too. Just put it to you that way.
Yep, absolutely. This is going to be a fun opening ceremonies, and I see the drivers starting to congregate at the back of the stage. We're going to have those past champions come out as well, as you mentioned. There is going to be a lot on the go here, and I think we're about, Joe, 10-ish or so minutes away, maybe less.
Gotta love it. Jug in hand. These guys did a fantastic job once again in the pre-race.
Yeah, absolutely they did. Want to thank Fred from One Stop Entertainment as well. Always good seeing Fred down here and making sure that they got the speakers and everything else working well. So Jug in hand put on a great performance and sets the stage for what we're about to see with the IWK250.
And how about the look of that beautiful Steve Lewis machine down on that front stretch?
Both of them.
I was kind of hoping that we were going to see the Corvette again, you know, kind of a Corvette guy. But Steve Lewis always brings some beautiful, beautiful hardware to the IWK250, presented by Steve Lewis. Jerry, what are you doing? Are you heading back to the pit now?
Joe?
I figured this is my last chance to get a quick break in here before we get going. Opening ceremonies and racing aren't that far away.
Yeah, they're not far at all. Brad, man, yeah, I see you cruising around down there in the pit.
I'm going to get over here and have a little talk with Greg Proud, Joe. Ooh. Interrupt the hot setup that Dan, Mr. Andrews giving him. Greg, how's the car today?
Oh, it's okay. We're just a little bit off here with the heat, but hopefully she'll come around.
So generally it'll cool off a lot here probably in about an hour's time. Anybody a little tight this afternoon would want it to be a little bit loose side, I would think.
I hope so, because I'm tight.
You had some trouble, a little wreck last week. It looked like it was ahead of the right rear wheel, so it didn't do a whole lot of damage.
Oh, there was a lot of damage. Just we're lucky the frame didn't get tweaked, and boys at King Competition threw this thing back together in like 3 days, so we're just lucky that it's here and just working with what we got right now.
So King Competition does all your work. This is one of the Fury cars out of Andrew's shop.
Yeah, no, I just gave it up to Andrew there a couple of years ago, and it was the best thing we ever did.
Good, that's 29. Greg Proud, King Racing, out of Andrew Hickens' shop, and he's happy with it, and he's been a past winner here, so look for the 29 car to be up near the front.
How cool is that? Last year's winner. I spoke with Greg Proud on Racetime Radio, and I urge you all to tune in to Racetime every Sunday night from 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XM Channel 167 Canada Talks. We talk to these racers right across the country from coast to coast and try and bring you a feel for what's happening at all the local racetracks across Canada. And we look forward to doing that each and every week. And then Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, the show actually airs on Rev TV Canada as well. So good shot for all of our race teams. And we featured Greg Proud just a couple of weeks ago. And, of course, past winner. Last year, he won it here after 18 years of trying. Greg Proud finally hit pay dirt here at the IWK250. Kind of cool, Brad.
Joe caught up with last night's winner in the sportsman car. So that looked pretty easy. What do you got for tonight?
Well, it's definitely not going to be as easy as it was last night, but at least you picked me. I mean, I didn't get much in the booth other than you and Joe, but, I mean, that's good. You guys know what was going on.
Well, you know who's knowledgeable around here about picking, right?
Yeah, I might have mentioned that to Tim, but, you know, they didn't quite get that. But we got a long way to go tonight. The second set's better than the first set for tires, and stay on the lead lap and stay out of trouble and let it thin out, and hopefully we got something with 50 to go.
So I talked about that in the pre-race deal about the set of tires, one better than the other. And maybe race fans have a hard time to understand what that is, but it always happens that one set of tires is better than the other.
Yeah, I mean, the stagger's the same. It's just the car's like literally almost a tenth and a half faster on the second set. So do you want to win it or do you want to lead 150?
Well, obviously you want the big check.
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad. Kind of might have to pay for the weekend.
So you travel all the way from out west. Most fans know you from Sydney, but you got a big towing business out on the west coast. You and your brother work out there all the time. And I met another brother when I was in Pandicton that I didn't even know about, but he told me he was the same fellow that stayed home and made sense.
Yeah. Nobody really remembers Jeffrey, but Jeffrey used to be around with me all the time. He's 9 years younger. It's a shame he's not here. I know he wants to be, but we love having him. But somebody's got to be there. You know, it's hard for all three of us to be gone at the same time, right?
And I seen your dad was here last night, and I mean, he had to be some proud. And I mean, you got a car done up like what he used to race, so that's a pretty cool deal.
Yeah, I mean, he's put a lot in it over the years. He's helped a lot of guys out, and like I say, he can't drive it anymore, but he's still got that want and desire. And he was on the radio with me last night a few times there, and telling me what I was doing right and what I was doing wrong, and keeping me calm and all that good stuff.
Well, you had enough restarts to practice restarts.
Yeah, we definitely. I was wondering if they're going to throw 4 or 5 more. I was just. I didn't expect it to go the last 9 laps green, because it never usually does that. It usually takes about an hour and a half to do them 10 laps or whatever.
Right, it was a big field. Like a 29 car field's big for sportsmen, and it did go relatively good last night. Like you said, usually there's a lot of cautions, but that was not the case last night.
No, everybody seemed to really use their head. I mean, there was a few altercations, but it was just, it wasn't real big wrecks or anything, and it went a lot smoother than most nights go, and it was good to see it. Like the calibers definitely picked up in that series, and there's a lot of younger kids coming along that you really got to race with, and they keep you honest nowadays.
So the difference from last night's car to tonight's car, there's a weight difference, but obviously there's a horsepower difference also.
It's night and day. You remember when you had them. I mean, it's nothing compares to it. I mean, a great sportsman car is nice to drive, but a great pro stock car is unbelievable.
I used to say no power, no brakes, sportsman car, pro stock power brakes.
Yeah, sportsman car. I mean, you run 100 laps in that, and you feel like you ran 500 in a pro stock.
There you go. The winner of last night's big sportsman race here out in the pro stock field this afternoon.
There is a guy and a family that's dedicated to this sport. They go from the west coast of Canada back to the east coast. They race all the way across. His brother Kyle, the 42 car. Of course, Brad, we seen Kyle do real good in the Western Rattler 300 at Penticton Speedway. We were fixing to see him do it again this year until rain cost us that race. But the Reed family, they're all about short track racing right across the country.
And when they're not racing, I remember years ago, Joe, they were always tuned into us. It was kind of funny the other night. We were doing one up at Petty, and the two car had kind of flat and lost the sway bar. We were talking about the sway bar being hard to drive, and Jesse, my fellow that works with me, he says, this guy sent me a text, says, you can drive a car with no sway bar. Who's that? I said, that's the Reeds boys. They drove 150 laps out in Penticton with no bar.
Well, I guarantee you, Fort McMurray is tuned in tonight to listen to how the Reed boys are going to do, and they are definitely going to be in Canada's ultimate short track race, the IWK250, all live from Riverside International Speedway. This place was built in 1969. John Chisholm, the original owner, of course, gone with too early. But man, look what he has done, and the Chisholm family and the whole crew here at Riverside continuing the vision that John Chisholm had back in the day, and you can guarantee John's looking down on all of this and smiling and very proud of absolutely every race team that's out there and everybody that is showing up to this excellent facility and this excellent race. Jerry, this is going to be one that we are going to remember for a long, long time. You don't often get talent like this all assembled at one facility at one time. We're fortunate enough to see it once a year here at the IWK250.
I couldn't agree more with you, Joe. And one of the things, we were at lunch today, we were all talking about trying to pick a favorite for tonight's race, and we said it's too tough. There just are too many good cars, great drivers. How do you pick one? One. I can pick 5 or 6, but don't ask me to narrow it down to one. It just can't. I don't think it can be done with any accuracy. Brad, man.
Well, get your thinking caps on, because you know before this one goes green, I'm going to be targeting all of yous for your picks for tonight's race. And Tim Terry, he sort of had the picks done before I got an opportunity last night. So I'm going to maybe put Tim at the back of the line tonight for his pick. What do you think, Timmy?
Oh, no, me and Dylan are locals. We get first.
Oh, that's
we're
the way
first.
this goes. Okay.
You know what, Joe?
Uh-oh.
Tim, Terry, and Dylan,
Yeah.
let them have 2 picks.
Let them have 2 picks.
Yeah.
Well, the field is that deep that we'd be able to get a couple. You're not going to go wrong tonight.
Dylan, Brad Mann's talking about toothpicks.
Toothpicks?
Toothpicks.
Is he like Razor Ramon going to throw them at someone?
Yes, I think so.
No, that's New Brunswick for 2 picks.
Oh.
Deux choix, les gars. Deux choix.
That's why we have Brad on the Racetime Radio broadcast team. He is our French connection. And Brad, don't be busting into French halfway through tonight's race, because none of us will know what you're talking about.
Maybe Tim would understand. I don't know. I'm just rocking with Tim. That's how we kind of take shots at each other, Joe, and I feel sorry for him in the winter because he goes to the Churro game, and I do the play-by-play for the Tigers, and they always beat Churro, and I know Tim's there, and he's got his head down. So,
Brad, we're in a racing season.
Well, at least my team still has a hockey team, right, Dylan?
Hey, we got a junior B team now. $6,000 take-home, by the way, fans, for the 50-50. So the Antigonish Junior B Bulldogs. Speaking of hockey, the 50-50 is over $6,000 for the take-home. So make sure to get your ticket. We're going to draw that at the halfway point here of the IWK250. Closing in on the opening ceremonies here. All the pomp and the circumstance, Joe Chisholm getting ready for this race here, and by 7:30 we're green flag racing here at Riverside. What a beautiful crowd here, Joe.
Oh yeah, every year it builds and builds. I know you're not going to be able to fit another human being on this property here tonight. It's just fantastic. We want to thank absolutely every single race fan for coming out here to the IWK250, and you're going to be treated. If this is your first time here, trust me when I say you're going to go away from this one, and you're going to be one happy race fan. And we'll see you back here each and every year. I can see you with a driver fire suit close by there, Brad. Who you got?
I do, Joe. I caught up to this guy relaxing, maybe having some strategy in the pit before he goes out. No stranger to victory lane, number 99, Craig Slanewhite. What's your thoughts, bud? You got a good hot rod.
Oh yeah, I do. There's a lot of good hot rods in the field though. So just bide our time, I think, for the first little while, keep fenders on it, and basically it's a long race, as everybody knows, and be there at the end is the plan. So.
And you run a car at a King Racing also. Very happy. I just talked to Proud. He's happy with what he has.
Yeah, I mean, it goes to show anything that Andrew and Corey and Jonathan and the boys there prepare is pretty bang on when you get to the racetrack, and then you just tweak with it here and there, and I mean it's got me wins and championships now that I never thought I was going to have.
Okay, we got to throw it. Thanks so much for catching up there, guys. Got to throw it down to the front stretch. Take it away there, guys.
Thank you, Joe Chisholm and Race Time Radio. Good evening, race fans and friends, and welcome to the 2023 IWK250 presented by Steve Lewis. The IWK Children's Hospital and Riverside International Speedway would like to thank our loyal fans for their ongoing support of the IWK250 and Riverside International Speedway. At this time, it is my pleasure to welcome to the stage this evening our special guest. Please welcome the Honorable Tim Houston, Premier of Nova Scotia. Our presenting sponsor, Steve Lewis, accompanied by his grandchildren, Emily Chisholm, Shelby Chisholm, Ryan Chisholm, and Aidan Lewis. Welcome to the stage, and thank you for your support of the IWK. Please welcome as well Steve Burt, Tormont Cat. Jason Thorpe, Relationship Manager for the IWK for the province of Nova Scotia. Dan McLeod, East Coast International Pro Stock Tour. And a special young man that you'll hear more about here this evening, Matthew LeBlanc, with his mom and dad, Andy and Tanya. Let's welcome the IWK family. I'd like to call to the microphone the Premier for the province of Nova Scotia to bring you, loyal race fans, a greeting.
Well, good evening, race fans. Welcome. I want to say thank you to the Chisholm family, Riverside, and all the sponsors here for putting on this great event and supporting this wonderful cause, and each of you. Have a great evening. On behalf of the MLA for the area, Michelle Thompson, and the province of Nova Scotia, we just want to say what a good thing this is for our province. And I want to bring some quick greetings from my father-in-law, Arch Steve's a dancing flagman. He can't be here tonight, but he's thinking of all you guys, and he wishes he was. So have a great race fan tonight. See everyone soon.
Thank you, Premier Houston. I'd like to now welcome to the microphone, representing the IWK Foundation, Jason Thorpe. Welcome, Jason.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jason Thorpe, and I have the absolute privilege of working for the IWK Foundation, and I'm thrilled to be here this evening to take in some top-tier racing. Since 2007, the IWK250 has raised an incredible $567,000 in support of maritime children, women, and families. I would like to give a special thank you to the Chisholm and Lewis families for your continuous support of the IWK. Our region is better off because of your generosity and dedication to community. And I can say with confidence that not only have your efforts supported lives at the IWK, it has saved countless. Thank you. Also, a special thank you to the team at Riverside International Speedway and Tormont Cat, who have become a true partner in making this event a reality. And thank you to you, the race fans of our region, because without you and your passion, none of this is possible. Lastly, Carson, welcome north of the border. I hope you had the chance to take in the signatures on your car. because there are countless kids cheering you on 204 kilometers away from their beds at the IWK. And to say a few words on behalf of the 14,061 patients who called the IWK home last year, please put your hands together and join me in welcoming our 2023 Children's Miracle Network champion for the IWK, hailing from Port Hastings, Nova Scotia, Matthew LeBlanc and his mother, Tanya.
Put it right up your mouth, buddy.
Hi everybody, it's Matthew LeBlanc here, and I just want to say thank you for raising the IWK, and I'm thankful for being in the racing team again from last year, and yeah. And thank you for supporting the IWK.
And now, race fans, before we introduce our past IWK250 champions, a special piece from Race Time Radio as we show off the history of the John W. Chisholm Memorial Cup. Race fans, it's now time to introduce to you the previous champions of the IWK250. This race rich in history here on the High Banks in Antigonish. Now it's my pleasure to introduce these former champions, starting with the champion of the 2017 event, number 67, Dylan Blenkhorn. We'd also like to welcome to the stage the winner of the 2016 IWK 250. Rolling off the grid tonight in the number 89 Celtic Ford, number 89, Donald Chisholm. We'd like to welcome to the stage as well the winner of the 1990 IWK 250, Terry Clattenburg. Introducing next, a two-time winner of the IWK 250, winning in 2012 and in 2014, John Fleming. This driver was a winner of the 1978 IWK 250, along with the 1987 250. Recently retired last year, wrapping up an over 50-year career, Frank Fraser. It's my pleasure now to introduce the winner of the 1989 250 here at Riverside International Speedway, number 13 for a long time, Rolly McDonald. Introducing now the winner of the 1999 250, Mike McKenzie. And now we welcome to the stage your most recent winner and defending champion of the IWK 250. Rolling off the number 29 this evening, your 2022 champion, Greg Proud. Introducing another two-time winner of the IWK 250, winning in 1988 and 1993, Greg Seward. And also racing this evening, fans, in the number 4, he is the champion of the 2009 IWK 250, the Oval Outlaw, Wayne Smith. And now, race fans, it is my honor to welcome a two-time 250 winner here, winning in 1991 and in 1992. Many will say he is Canada's greatest short-track racer. Born here in Nova Scotia, racing all over North America, winning championships, including here at Riverside. Would you please give a large Riverside ovation to the one, the only, Junior Hanley. I'd like to now invite Donald Chisholm to the stage here with me. Back in 2019, Riverside Speedway celebrated their 50th anniversary. One big part of our history here is this gentleman right here. We are happy to have Junior here today, and we present him a special 50th anniversary jacket from Donald Chisholm for all you have done, Junior, here at Riverside Speedway, racing, building cars. Let's give Junior and Donald here a hand here on stage. It is also my pleasure to announce, too, that we have something special lined up here for 2024. As you know, race fans, we had time trials here earlier today for the 2023 edition. Starting in 2024, it becomes a full-time thing again. But the time trials will be named in honor of Mr. Hanley. Starting in 2024, we will have the Hanley Cup for the driver who sets the fastest time in time trials, their name etched in history. Let's give a hand for, again, Junior Hanley. He'll be forever enshrined here at Riverside Speedway with the Hanley Cup for the fastest time in time trials. Junior, how great is it to be back here in Nova Scotia and here at Riverside?
It's pretty nice to be here, and they did a lot of nice work here, and I'm really glad that Donald kept it up from his dad, to keep it going. So I congratulate Donald.
And you get to race, you get to be in the 72. You probably would race if you could, but you get to pace this field in this beautiful replica 72. How about it, Junior?
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I can't believe the guy did it for me, and I just hope I could drive it around her without falling out of the seat.
You're going to do a great job. One more time, race fans, the legendary Junior Hanley here tonight at Riverside Speedway. And now it is my pleasure to turn it over. We're going to do a big group photo here with all the former IWK250 champions before we introduce the field here for the 2023 edition. It's now my pleasure to turn over the microphone to East Coast International Pro Stock Tour announcer Tim Terry to introduce the starting lineup for the 2023 IWK250 presented by Steve Lewis.
Thank you, Dylan. Race fans, are you ready to see some Pro Stock racing? No. This is the IWK250. You can be louder than that. Who's ready to see some Pro Stock racing? It is my pleasure to introduce you to the field for the IWK250 presented by Steve Lewis. It's round number 5 on the East Coast International Pro Stock Tour. Starting 26, driver number 4 from Riverglade, New Brunswick, driving the Mike Stevens Memorial 254 Chevrolet. He is a 6-time Maritime Touring Champion and the 2009 IWK250 Champion. Please welcome the Oval Outlaw, Wayne Smith. Driving car number 7, it's the Driveline Fair Lady Datsun. From Lower Sackville, Nova Scotia, please welcome Brad Eddy. Starting 24th, he drives a Quaker State Chevrolet. He is a Canadian Motorsport Hall of Famer, Canada's Ironman. From Truro, Nova Scotia, please welcome Gary Elliott. Starting 23rd, he drives for M&K Construction. The driver is from Brackley Beach, Prince Edward Island. It's Mark Leclerc. Starting 22nd, it's the Pubs Drive-Through Bottle Exchange Camry. The driver from Barnesville, New Brunswick. Please welcome Lonnie Somerville. Car number 9 will start in position number 21. The driver is from St. Martin's, New Brunswick. He drives the AJW Mechanical Chevrolet. Please welcome John Rankin. Starting 20th, it's the East Coast International number 0. The driver from Lance, Nova Scotia, it's Matt Vaughn. The East Coast Financing Follow the Lighthouse Ford. Car number 30 starts in position number 19. From Shubenacadie, Nova Scotia, Stevie Lively. It's the Vino Strucken Auto R&R Kinsman Auto Salvage Ford. Car number 11V. He is a Lucas Oil rookie contender on the tour this season. The driver from Porters Lake, Nova Scotia, Jordan Avino. Lamb Concrete Tire, TireCanada.ca, car number 28. Next up on the grid, the driver hails from Summerside, Prince Edward Island. It's Tanton Woolridge. It's the Robbies Towing, car number 31, starting position number 16 from Fort McMurray, Alberta via Sydney, Nova Scotia. Please welcome Chris Reed. It's the two-speed motorsports, car number 31W, the driver from Oro-Medonte, Ontario. Please give a maritime welcome to Rick Spencer-Walt. Your most recent winner on the tour drives the Bridecon Construction Mobile 1 Camry. Starting position number 14, the driver from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, it's Nicholas Nogle. The Rogers Apartment Rentals, car number 41. Next up on the grid starts position number 13 from Moncton, New Brunswick. It's Mike Rogers. Car number 89 starts position at number 12. It's the Nova Construction Celtic Ford. Number 89, the driver from Antigonish, Nova Scotia. Please welcome former IWK250 and East Coast International Pro Stock Tour champion. It's Donald Chisholm. He scored a big heat race victory early this afternoon. BL Environmental, Ron McGilvery Chevrolet, the driver from Antigonish, Nova Scotia. Car 25 starts position number 11. It's Ryan Van Orscott. And now your top 10, starting in position number 10. It's the King Freight Lines King Racing, number 13 from Pictou, Nova Scotia. Please welcome Austin McDonald. The GD Coates Used Car Superstore, car number 48, starts position number 9 from Stayner, Ontario, Dwayne Baker. Starting in 8th, it's the Robbie's Towing, a car number 42. The driver from Fort McMurray, Alberta, via Sydney, Nova Scotia. Please welcome Kyle Reed. It's the big Dan McGrath at Moncton Chrysler Dodge Beaton Racing, car number 40. Next up on the grid, starting 7th from Sherwood, Prince Edward Island, Robbie McEwen. Nova Construction Celtic Ford W. Francis Fisheries, car number 88, rolls from position number 6. The driver from Lakeside, Nova Scotia, car number 88, Russell Smith Jr. He is your reigning IWK250 champion, driving for Atlantic Dodge Dealers, Loyalist Marble and Tile from Springvale, Prince Edward Island, the Screamin' Demon, car number 29, Greg Proud. Superior Foundations, Nova Truck Centers, car number 54, starts outside row number 2. The driver from Porters Lake, Nova Scotia, car number 54, is Jared Butcher. RS Dean Holdings, Stones RV, RJ Motorsports, car number 99. Next up on the grid, the driver from Terrence Bay, Nova Scotia, 2-time and reigning East Coast International Pro Stock Tour champion. It's Craig Slanewhite. Going for his third 250, Maritime 250 in a row. It's the White Lightning Auto Center Brad Selliker Motorsports, car number 2. The driver from Littleton, New Brunswick. Please welcome Ashton Tucker. And your pole sitter, driving the Tormont Cat car for kids. Number 23H. He is a 2-time winner this season in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series from Portage, Michigan. Please welcome Carson Hocevar. Gonna creep up here, a couple of words with Carson. Pole sitter, IWK250, big crowd. What's the thoughts going in?
I'm not 100% sure. I got a good taste, at least in the dash, of what it's going to be like. But these guys are good. But these fans paid a lot of good money and to be here and see a good race. So hopefully we can put that on, and hopefully that beautiful 23 car is out front, and we're celebrating here.
Any strategy?
I don't know. I had to get taught what the pit strategy and everything is like, but hopefully not burn the tires off, and hopefully just keep that thing in clean air.
Now I'm going to bring the Premier up here. You're a big hat guy, right?
Yeah.
Well, welcome to Nova Scotia. We're happy you're here. We want to make you an honorary Nova Scotian with a proper hat. All right. Good luck, man.
There you go, folks. One more time, your pole sitter, Carson Hocevar.
Thank you very much, Tim. Race fans, we have an important piece of business to take care of before we get into tonight's race, the IWK250, presented by Steve Lewis. We now ask for you to rise if you're able to, and please remove your caps for the singing of O Canada, followed by the Star Spangled Banner. And tonight this will be sung by none other than Riverside International Speedway anthem singer Noel Fougier.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. Car ton bras s'est porté l'épée, il s'est porté la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Noel. Drivers, please prepare your cars for competition.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Riverside International Speedway, located just moments away from Antigonish, Nova Scotia, on the edge of James River. Tonight, it's Canada's ultimate short track race, the IWK250, presented by Steve Lewis.
Featuring the stars of the East Coast International Pro Stock Tour.
Drivers, teams, and race fans have hauled thousands of miles for tonight's event.
And this year's NASCAR star is a current and true short track racing professional. He's a two-time NASCAR Camping World Truck Series winner. He also made his Cup debut just a few weeks ago. Carson Hocevar will pilot the Cat Car for Kids 23.
Yeah, I love it. You know, it's even better. I get to drive a Van Dorn race car. That's more at home for me, especially I get to bring a couple of my crew guys up that I race late models with regularly. And I grew up racing late models for, so yeah, it's a very unfamiliar territory with very familiar people around me that are close, but also too, I get to just kind of get out of my element, you know, being a new race car at a new racetrack. I'm excited for it. You know, the format seems cool, just the whole event.
To win tonight's event, you'll have to have your homework done.
Antigonish is probably the most fun track that we've got in the Maritimes and one of the best I've ever run at, and I've run at a lot of them.
Clear all around right there.
Well, it takes a lot of patience. 250 qualifying laps is what it is today. It's a race that you really got to keep your head about you. So really, it's a matter of being cautious but being aggressive, and those two statements don't really go together. But that's what you got to do.
Yeah, you got to really be a smart racer and have something left for that last 25 laps.
A lot of things can happen in a hurry. You can let it all hang out.
Doesn't matter how fast you're running. You might be the slowest car at the racetrack, but if you can drive in, turn in the middle, and get on the gas, you got a good chance.
You can feel the intensity. Legs are bouncing in their seat. 3 wide for the lead. What a move!
You can see him sawing the wheel down in turns 1 and 2, trying to hold on.
I think he can get it done.
This is the night we've been waiting for.
This is going to get very interesting.
And if you could win the IWK250, you will join a star-studded lineup of who's who.
My name is Frank Fraser, and I've been proud to be a 2-time winner of the IWK250 in Antigonish.
Hi, race fans. This is Ben Rowe, and I am an IWK250 champion.
Fans, I'm John Fleming, and I'm an IWK250 race champion.
Hey, this is Junior Hanley. I was Riverside 250 champion twice.
Hey race fans, it's me, Darren McKinnon, and I'm an IWK 250 champion.
Hi race fans, this is Mike Rowe, and I am a IWK 250 champion.
Hi race fans, it's Rolly McDonald, and I am a IWK 250 champion.
Hi, I am Terry Klappenberg, and I am an IWK 250 champion.
Hey race fans, it's Mike McKenzie, and I am an IWK 250 champion.
I am Greg Stewart, and I have won the IWK 250.
Hi race fans, I'm Sean Tucker, and I am an IWK 250 champion.
Hey fans, I'm Wayne Smith. I won the IWK 250.
From PEI, Kent Vincent, a 2-time champion.
Holy turkey dinner!
Hey race fans, this is Regan Smith, and I'm a winner of the IWK 250. I'm Donald Chisholm, and I'm an IWK 250 champion.
Hi race fans, it's Dylan Blakehorn, and I am an IWK 250 champion.
Hey everyone, this is Kenny Wallace, and I am an IWK 250 champion. Yeah!
Hey race fans, I'm the number 13 King Racing driver, Cassius Clark, and I'm an IWK 250 champion.
Hey fans, this is Greg Proud from PEI, and I'm an IWK 250 champion.
Who will win Canada's ultimate short track race, the IWK 250 tonight, and have their name etched into history on the John W. Chisholm Memorial Cup.
This is good stuff. We've got one of the best tours. I mean, this is good racing. I'm so impressed.
Get something cold to drink, Canada. It's race time.
The 2023 IWK 250 presented by Steve Lewis starts right now.
Let's get this party started.
Drivers, start your engines!
And the engines all come to life here at Riverside International Speedway. Good evening, everyone, and get strapped in. This is going to be a dandy. I'm Joe Chisholm, along with Jerry Paxton from Paris, Ontario, high atop of that number 40 hauler. Jerry will be calling the action through turns 1 and 2 tonight. Jerry, you all set?
I am ready to go, Joe. Hey, I got to mention this. Something came to mind as they were doing driver intros. Carson Hocevar is from Michigan. Did anybody tell him about the last Michigan driver that was here? Some guy named Keselowski?
Yeah. Brad did a great job in this race. Came up a little short, though.
So Carson's now representing Michigan. He's got their honor tonight. He's got to pull this one out of the bag.
Well, he's going to be a good one to keep everybody's eye on. Now, over in turn number 3-4. It is an 8-time champion in the Maritimes of all different disciplines. His name is Mr. Brad Mann. What's going on there, big guy? You ready?
We're ready, Joe. It's for the big one. This is what we wait for all year round. We talk from one year to the next. The next IWK 250. Can it be better than last year? We always say we don't think so, but it always is better than last year. So the last time a Michigan native was here at Kalowski, remember when Ashton Tucker moved him to take the win in that race. So it'll be interesting to see what this Michigan driver does in the late goings when our locals are hungry for that victory. There's 10 to 12 cars could easily win this one, Joe, so it's a stout field.
Well, strategy is going to come into play. You need the driver to be on top of his game, the crew. Everything has to pull together, Tim Terry, for victory here tonight.
Did Brad hint that about his picks yet?
No, he hasn't.
Oh.
But now might be the right time.
We'll let Brad Mann go first. How about that?
Okay, there you go, Brad. Challenge us up, bud.
There you go. Well, I'm going to go with a guy. I wouldn't take the guy they brought in. I want to go with somebody local at the Maritimes. And I'm going to go with a guy not too far from my house, number 2, Ashton Tucker from the Mirror Sheet.
There you go. You want to go next, Tim?
No, we'll let Jerry go next.
Okay.
You're going to let me? Oh, okay.
Okay.
Easy. That's an easy one for me. I'm going to pick the 99 of Craig Slanewhite. Too often the bridesmaid. Tonight, he's going to the altar.
Ah, look at this. Hospitality. My turn, Timmy?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I got to keep it in the family. I got to take that 89 Nova Celtic Ford. It's the same day. He won the heat. It's doing the same thing as 2016. Donald Chisholm to victory lane.
Now, I was chatting with Greg Seward down there, and I do like his pick. He's going Robbie McEwen. But I'm going to stay on the island. We're going to go back-to-back for the 250. Give me Greg Proud.
Okay.
Feeling strong for the 23, Joe. Carson Hocevar. I would like to pick Junior Hanley, though, because I think he can still probably win this thing.
And now we get 2 picks, right, Brad?
Yeah, that's true, Tim. I did tell you that. So my second pick.
No. You gave me and Dylan 2 picks. Give me Kyle Reed.
Yeah, I did. I give it to you.
What do you want? We get 2 on Brad.
I'll pick Nick Nogle.
That's a good pick.
Yep. Do I get 2 on Brad?
Sure.
Okay. Well, if I'm going to get a second pick at this, I got to go with Chris Reed, the 31 car. He won last night. I think he's got what it takes.
He's a bando dad now, though. He might be a little bit soft.
His arms would be a little bit sore from wheeling the car last night. Go ahead, Jerry.
I get a second pick? All right. I'm going to go with the number 13, Austin McDonald.
Not too far from the apple don't fall far from the tree there. The Austin McDonald, of course, Rolly McDonald's grandson. Good one.
Duff, too. Can't forget about Duff. Got a big history there.
Huge.
50-50's over $8,000, by the way. We got to be pushing 9 by this rate. That was about 20 minutes ago they texted me that at the Antigonish Junior B Bulldogs.
So for those that are watching online or might be in the stands and have been to our first 4 East Coast International Pro Stock Tour events this season, Joe, a little bit of a different, couple of different competition changes. Halfway break, 125, or in the vicinity of 125. Michael Edwidge told the drivers meeting, if there's a caution at 115, 120, that may be the competition yellow. Also, no competition cautions per se. We used to do the 40 to 50 laps, none of that tonight. That's out the window. Controlled yellows. Every yellow is a controlled yellow. So the caution comes out. A couple of laps maybe to line up the field. You see Mr. Brad Hayes down there in turn number 3 in the bright orange vest. He will wave a green flag. You'll have 4 laps to come down should you want to and make your adjustments, make your changes to your car. And then you'll come back out and compare to the drivers that also came down pit road if you're done with those 4 laps. Jerry Paxton, I see Jordan Vino down there. Did you see what happened with that car?
No, unfortunately, I didn't get a look to see what happened.
Hey, I got an idea here, race fans. Follow me on this one. Junior Hanley is going to come around one more time. When Junior comes through turns 3, 4, can we get everybody in the grandstand to stand up and give Junior Hanley a real big send-off? Come on, get on your feet. Here he comes the last time. Let's let Junior know we're watching.
Come on, everybody on your feet. He's going to play with the pace car a little bit.
So do I get a second pick, guys? Everybody else did.
No, you don't.
Well, I'm going to tell you, yous all forgot him, but I'll have a second pick of Cole Butcher.
Folks, this time by, let's give these drivers a wave and send them off for 250 laps. Come on, everybody get to waving. They'll wave back at you, saluting you for coming out and supporting them. Come on, guys. At the IWK250. Oh, we're going to try that again next time by, Joe. We're going to try that again one more time.
Okay. Maybe a tad loud with all the cars going by.
Folks, one more time. We'll try this again. Give them a wave this time as they come by at a corner number 4. Come on, everybody, get to waving. They'll wave back at you, saluting you for coming out and supporting them in the IWK250.
Well, we've seen history for more than one Tim. Junior Hanley back behind the wheel of the 72 car here at Riverside.
That is something. That is special. But speaking about special, a couple of laps away from Golden Green.
Oh, this is it. This is what we all assembled here at Riverside. A capacity crowd here at Riverside Speedway. Just beautiful to see on a beautiful night here in Antigonish. This is going to be the one. We're going to be talking about this a long time, gentlemen.
I wouldn't doubt that the crowd can't hear us because this is the most cars we've had here at the IWK250 in years. You've got 26 Pro Stocks on track, getting ready to unleash for 250 green flag laps.
Yeah, it is going to definitely get loud. It's like doing a race at Bristol,
Yes.
Tim.
And this time by Steve Austin. We'll give them the rolled up green flag next time by. We're going racing in the IWK250. Shelby Chisholm is on the flag stand, and Shelby will wave our green flag Bandolero driver, up and coming talent, and she is going to send these drivers off. It's Carson Hocevar and Ashton Tucker. Wayne Parker hustles the pace car in for the 5th time this season. Ladies and gentlemen, the pros.
And it's not going to take long for Carson Hocevar, but look at the 2 of Ashton Tucker. He's already on the challenge as they go down the back straightaway. Tucker on the outside, Hocevar to the bottom.
And let's see Tucker on the outside. Now it's Slanewhite looking to take that spot away. Tucker will hang it out on the outside, and he'll slip into the 2nd spot. Slanewhite into 3rd. Greg Proud on the move on the inside of Butcher.
Behind the top 3, they are all still side by side, double file, as they start trying to find a position. Greg Proud now slips away. He's up to 4th. That's now 4 cars single file. Everybody else side by side.
Little 31-31 side by side in the middle of the pack. Jared Butcher almost had a moment as he battled with Greg Proud in the 29. It's now the 88 of Russell Smith Jr. to the inside. That's the battle for position number 5. In behind them, Ryan Van Orscott under fire from Nicholas Nogle.
Carson Hocevar right now is getting all the lap money, 250 laps here. Early on, it's single file for your top 4, and Russell Smith Jr., Joe, makes a move around Jared Butcher in the 54.
Now we've got like top 10 cars. It's pretty well nose to tail, but they're all doubled up from their back. It's a real traffic jam, Sherry, from that 48 to Dwayne Baker back.
So a traffic jam going down the back stretch. It's Nogle on the outside looking to move up. It's single file in front of him. Nogle will win that lap back to the line down into turn 1.
The battle now for 7th position. That's the 42 of Kyle Reed. He is feeling all kinds of pressure from the 13 of Austin McDonald. That's in the middle of the field, but they are going at it. Behind McDonald, it's the 89 of Chisholm, 40 McEwen, and the 48.
Meanwhile, it's Chris Reed is trying to battle his way back up front. He's in behind Butcher. Roll on back. His brother's a few cars back, but McEwen gets gathered up in behind Chisholm. Chisholm now working underneath the other 13. Chisholm looking to take that spot away from Austin McDonald.
And that is the battle for position number 8 as they continue to work around Riverside International Speedway. Oh, Nicholas Nogle may have had a little bit of contact behind him by Chris Reed in the 41 of Mike Rogers plays chase. Middle of the pack, it's the 0 car of Vaughn and the 9 of John Rankin as they go side by side.
I am just in awe of all these pro stocks here at the IWK250. Beautiful Saturday night, and it's Carson Hocevar on a Saturday night cruise right now as he is pulling away from Ashton Tucker and the 99 Craig Slanewhite. Those two drivers, Joe, are looking for the Triple Crown. They can get it done here tonight, Joe.
Oh, they sure can.
Trouble! Oh. Rick Spencer-Walt, the 9 of John Rankin, and the 23 of Lonnie Somerville get collected over in turn number 1 and 2. Yellow flag for the first time in the IWK250 at the completion of lap number 10.
Ooh, there's a little bit of damage on the 23. They weren't able to fully woe it up, and Spencer-Walt's got a big donut and more now on that number 31W.
I hate that for John Rankin. John has had a horrendous season, and I know he was really looking forward to this race, and man, I hate it for the AJW mechanical ride.
Rick Spencer-Walt does.
Oh, he had contact with Tanton Woolridge. Sorry, Joe. That happened way up in front of them. Just taking a look at the instant replay for IWK, and Tanton Woolridge, Rick Spencer-Walt coming together, middle of the pack.
Yeah, and Rick Spencer-Walt will make his way down pit road to get the crew to have a quick look at the 31 car. Under his own power. Doesn't look like anything's hanging off, but the guys are going to go under the hood.
That's tough, making the long haul from Ontario, getting tangled up here, lap number 10. So far, all the lap money going to Carson Hocevar. I want to go through some of the laps here. The lap sponsors, checkitrecords.com for lap 1. Terry Clattenburg, who we introduced during the Champions, celebrating a birthday. Lap 2, Fast Eddie Racewear. Lap 3, Steve Lewis, 4-7. In memory of Leo Cochran for 8. The Microtel Inn and Suites in Antigonish, 9-11. King Freight Lines, 12-13. Celtic Sea Holdings, 14-16. In memory of Dale Moore for 7. Coldstream Clear Distillery 18-20 in memory of Lori Rui for 21. Deluxe Paints Bears Lake 22 all the way to 26. Malcolm McCullough Enterprises for 27-28. Bill Vasil, great guy, 29. Stevie Lively Racing 30. Ron McGilvery Buick GMC for 31-32. Lap 33 in memory of our late friend Jim Hallahan, who we so wish could be here with us. JMac Heavy Equipment Repair 34 all the way to 42. In memory of Peter Sutherland for 43. Deluxe Paints up to 44-48. 49 in memory of Joe Baker, and 50 for Bill Vasil. We'll go through the rest here as we go through the IWK250. We can see Tanton Woolridge trying to get back on track now.
Junior Hanley also under the hood of that number 31 for Rick Spencer-Walt. Looks like they're making some sort of adjustments. Jerry, you got a bird's eye view there?
Just having a quick look. Junior Hanley's directing the repairs, but it doesn't look like it's anything major. They're just trying to move a couple of things around. There may be, by the look of it, some front end adjustment required. I don't think, having a quick bird's eye view of it, I don't see any major bends in that frame or in the tubing underneath it. So looks like they're just trying to make sure it's going to travel straight. Doesn't look like there's any rubs. So, but they're just checking it all over to make sure.
Yeah, the 23 Lonnie Somerville also involved in this one. The crew giving the car a lift from the back, and it looks like he's going up on the jack. Probably has a little bit of tire damage. The 23 Pumps Bottling Group having a look at the 23 car. The 11 is also down pit road, as well as the 9.
Yeah, and the 28 at Tanton Woolridge was down on pit road. They are down and away. The 11V, Cale Ford was telling me they are fighting stagger on that car. And Brad, I think they were saying 4 to 5 inches they were trying to get that car to work.
Yeah, they did tell me that, Tim, in the pre-race. The 9 car now, Rankin backs out here. Just a little front-end damage, some tape on that to put it back together, and then a little bit of work behind on the just on the tin that brings the air back in to cool off the radiator. That was bent up a little bit, so straightened it up. Just looks like cosmetic damage on the 9 car. So John Rankin will return back to the track.
I want to remind you, too, if you're just tuned in to racetimeradio.com, you can watch tonight's race. It's simple. Get to timscorner.tv. That's timscorner.tv, and you'll be able to watch exactly what we're seeing here at Riverside International Speedway.
I want to say hello to Josh Paul and Paul Gahan that are watching tonight up in Fredericton. Would love to see Paul Gahan back in a pro stock at this event. I know he's got a couple there. I know there's a couple of big races coming up. So, boys, hope you enjoy the show. We got to talk to Paul at the Heart of a Champion Hot Rod Classics race a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, he was helping out Donnie Young. I saw Donnie floating around the racetrack here. So as we start to get more speed here under caution, lap 10 of the IWK250, Steve Austin tells the boys to cross up here. Carson Hocevar and the number 2 of Ashton Tucker, the top dudes at the moment. Craig Slanewhite still looking for that first 250. Your most recent winner of this race, Greg Pratt in the 29 car. The Screamin' Demon as we all start to bunch up and get closer to restarting this race.
And Lonnie Somerville is back out on the racetrack. A lot of tape on the left front corner, but that seems to be the only thing they were concerned about. They did check it. It's steering okay, so just some body damage by the look of it.
And Rick Spencer-Walt out of the car. So the 31 appears to be done for the evening.
Not good. Man, oh man, to come that far for 10 laps. Just amazing. As the field is all doubled up behind that beautiful East Coast International Pro Structure pace car, they worked their way down the back stretch. Lights are out atop of the pace car. We're going to go back to it. It is lap 10, and you're going to get this field screaming around Riverside once again in the IWK250. Green flag is out.
Olsefard gets the jump. Tucker will look to go to the outside of him. He's there again. He goes in the back bumper, settle into second. Now Slanewhite's got some company. Proud on the outside of Slanewhite, trying to fight away. Slanewhite looking under the bottom of Tucker, going into one.
But the outside line appears to be the place to be. Brad is the 29 of Greg Proud trying to take it away from the 99. He'll fall back in behind Slanewhite. Slanewhite going to work on the Brad Siliker Motorsports number 2. Ashton Tucker to second, and then the battle in behind him. I believe, Dylan, the first one is between two King cars. You got the 13 of McDonald, you got the 42 of Reed.
And the 13's able to slide in front of the 42 for the time being. There's a side-by-side battle between Donald Chisholm and Robbie McEwen. Robbie was fast early on in this event, and now tangling with the guy who won this back in 2016.
Chisholm will take that spot away from McEwen, but look out now, he's got company. Baker wants to slip in there, take that away from him. Baker is under McEwen, and he'll be followed through by Reed. To go down through 1 and 2, side by side. Baker looking to take that spot. McEwen fighting back hard on the outside. Doesn't want to give it up, but Baker will get it coming off of turn 4.
Robbie McEwen contact down the front straightaway. Chris Reed avoids it, but that was almost disaster.
No, he didn't avoid it, Tim. He's got right front damage. We'll see if that tire got a bit of rub. He leaned on the wall there, and come around here, you're going to see a little bit of the fender damage there.
Well, if you could see the inside of the racetrack, you'd see that 40 has some left side damage as well. He just simply ran out of real estate.
And it's single file back through the top 10 as there's a freight train going around the Speedway here at Riverside for the IWK250. It's almost bumper to bumper. You can put 10, 12, 14 cars single file with some racing going on in the back.
Rogers trying to get underneath the 08 of Nicholas Nogle down the front straightaway in the 41. Almost got a little contact there with the 08 as they got a little bit close up in front single file to about your top 10 or so.
To use a cliche line, Tim, where do you look? There's all kinds of side-by-side battles. The biggest count for the tour in a while, and Stevie Lively and Matt Vaughn almost had a little hay there going on further back in the field. It's all behind Carson Hocevar and the Cat Car for Kids. Leading around here, Riverside Speedway, Joe Chisholm, now the champ, two-time champ, throwing pressure on Ashton Tucker for second.
Yeah, he sure is, Dylan, and we got 22 laps complete now in the IWK250. We got Carson Hocevar up front, the 2 of Tucker, followed by the 99 of Slanewhite, 29 of Greg Proud. Back to Smith in the 88.
Oh, Wayne Smith sideways at a turn number 2. Joe, that was scary. And full of steering wheel.
So Proud has got it gathered up. He sits in 4th behind Slanewhite. How about the run by Russell Smith Jr. sitting back there in 5th, right on the bumper, following Proud's tracks everywhere as he goes. Back to Butcher, McDonald. Then Chisholm finally gets around Reed to take that spot away. As Chisholm moves through the field.
Something may be wrong with Dwayne Baker. He is all over the place trying to handle that car, and Nick Noggle and him almost made contact in turn 1 and 2, the 48 car. Little ill handling right now, Tim.
Yeah, Jay's going to the inside of the 0 of Matt Vaughn.
Oh, Kyle Reed off the pace. Kyle Reed off the pace on the backstretch. Oh, no.
And it looks like something wrong with the front end of the 42 car. He's off the pace here on the front stretch. He'll try to nurse it back. It may have a flat tire, but he gets it going. It's just like it lost power.
And they loaded them with fuel earlier for the time trial, so it may be a fuel pickup issue.
Might have been something along those lines as these drivers continue to work under the green flag. 27 laps completed in the IWK250 as the 42 still off the pace once again. He'll try to get it to the inside here, right under the toes of Jerry Baxton.
Chris Reed in that number 31 has now entered the top 10. He has got a lot of ground to make up before he can catch the 89 of Donald Chisholm. He was running close to him, but when Kyle Reed slowed down, it cost him a lot of race
Oh,
track.
Wayne Smith blowing up on the front stretch in a billow of smoke. Caution out on the speedway, and that may have laid down some fluid on the ground.
We got one around in turn at number 4 as well.
Brad, who is that there in front of you?
That's John Rakin around here in number 4. He was right behind Smith when he blew up, so obviously he got caught in the fuel, in the oil, and just got it spun around, but no damage. He fires back up, and he's back up on the racetrack. Doesn't look like there's a lot on the track here, guys.
He left a present there, John Rankin. There's a piece of debris on the apron there.
I see something on the yellow line there that he left behind.
So the Celtic Ford F-150 out with the Eastern Fence safety crew to get the speedy dry out. Some fluid from Wayne Smith's number 4. Something blew up. 42 also off the track along with the 11 car.
I would say, Dylan, that's some brake ducting off the front of the 9 car that's laying there.
And that makes sense where he got hit. We're seeing the IWK Foundation instant replay. You saw, we were looking at Kyle Reed going slow, but then you see the 4 come into the picture up in smoke like Cheech and Chong.
It almost like Reed was out of gas. He was wiggling the car back and forth going down the back stretch. It's like he'd pick up and he'd have some power, then he wouldn't. So it's either gas or an MSD box maybe. They're in the window on the right side, and that's where they mount that MSD box if it's wiring.
So they're going to take a look at that. Want to go through some more laps here while under caution for Green Diamond Equipment, 51, 52. Atlantic Tilt Load, 53 all the way to 67. EIT Race Radio, 68 to 75. Nickerson's Auto Salvage, 76 all the way to 80. Phoenix Petroleum, 81 to 85. Morse Industrial, 86 and 87. Lap 88 in memory of John Nova Chisholm. JMac Heavy Equipment Repair for 89. Celtic Ford, 90 to 94. Musgrave Machine Works, 95 to 96. Fleming Motorsports, 97 98. Regan McCauley, Agay Reekster for 99 and 100. Dalton Industries, 101 to 102. Fast City Raceware, 103. Seaside Wireless for 104. 105 all the way to 109 for the County of Antigonish. 110 all the way to 119 for Ultramar. RP Hobble Machining, 120 to 121. Petty International Raceway for 122 to 131. Seaside Wireless, 132. Lot 133 all the way to 137. Bayview Trucks and Equipment. Superior Power Products Limited, 138 all the way to 142. Lot 143 in memory of Peter Sutherland. In memory of Carol Cochran for 144. Maritime Car Wash for 145 and 146. Northeast Truck and Trailer, 147. Eastern Drainage for 148 and 149. Ross Screen Print for 150 and 151. We'll thank you so much for those laps. You can see our sponsors on the lap, leaderboard fans. You can still get your IWK250 merchandise while under these lengthy cautions. The silent auction is still going on with all the cool Junior Hanley memorabilia as we start to lay it down. Brian, you're getting dusted out down there. You're right in the thick of things, literally.
Yeah, they got some speedy dry down. The cars are going through it here. It's better to run through it and get it out of there now before the restart because it's right in the groove coming off of turn 4, so that's nothing you want. It does look like it's an MSD box. I can see on the top of the 42 car reads. They're working away on the right side, so that would be electrical trouble, I would say.
Guys, Wayne Smith is out of the number 4. That car's done for the night. They had the hood up. They just simply put it right back down again, shaking their heads. It looks like that's over with. Lonnie Somerville's team, meanwhile, is under the front end of the car trying to fix up from that earlier wreck. Apparently they've found some issues, and they are underneath that one trying to get it straightened away.
Guys, how about the 28, the Woolridge kid? Second time in a pro stock car. Ran Bandolero, then they moved him up to Legend. He's been in a Legend 6 or 7 times, but all the way from Prince Edward Island and doing a great job behind the wheel of that 28. It's got to be a thrill for him. I was talking to his granddad, and he said he wouldn't even eat any chips or sweets this week. He didn't want to be overweight on the left side. So 17 years old, having a time of his life.
Field will double up behind Wayne Parker in the East Coast International Pro Stock Tour pace car, and Carson Hocevar, for the first time this evening, Dylan, has chosen the outside line.
Interesting.
On this restart, so we'll see what happens there. Ashton Tucker will be to the inside. Craig Slanewhite is in 3rd. Greg Prout 4th. 5th is Russell Smith Jr. 6th is the 54 of Jared Butcher. 7th is Austin McDonald. 8th, Donald Chisholm. 9th, Chris Reed. And 10th is Robbie McEwen. in the 41. Mike Rogers, Dwayne Baker, Nicholas Noggle, Brad Eddy, and Ryan Van Orscott to 15. Stevie Lively, Matt Vaughn, Tanton Woolridge, and the rest of the field includes John Rankin, Gary Elliott, Mark Leclerc, Jordan Vino, and Lonnie Somerville. Next time by, we are going back green flag racing. We will have 29 laps completed when we take the green flag. Carson Hocevar in the cat car for kids on the outside is your control car. Here comes the field, green flag in the air.
And Hocevar hard on that loud pedal as they come down that front straightaway. Ashton Tucker, not to be fooled, he is right with them. And now the 29 of Greg Proud slides into that third spot, but he's got a battle on his hands because Craig Slanewhite has the 99 on the low side.
Well, Proud will want the outside for that Dodge to get some grip up there. He loves to run the outside, and that's bad news for the other competitors when that 29 gets sticking up out there. He will make them pay as they go side by side, him and Slanewhite, two veterans putting on a show here early.
Slanewhite will take the spot. Greg Proud falls in behind, and then the battle behind them for position number 5 is Jared Butcher, and the 88 of Russell Smith Jr. as they thunder down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Dylan, a couple of battles hot off this restart, but looks like Russell Smith Jr. will take that spot over the 54.
It's another situation of where do you look right now, and they're going through all this speedy driver. Wayne Smith blew up not that long ago, working it in as Carson Hocevar clicking them off and getting them in here. 33 in the books for the IWK250 presented by Steve Lewis. Ashton Tucker and Craig Slanewhite, 1, 2, and 3 have not moved the entire race here, Jer Paxton.
I've been watching the number 40 of McEwen, and he managed to get around the 31 of Chris Reed, which was a little bit of a shock because at the beginning it looked like Reed was going to drive away from him. Robbie McEwen doing a great job taking that spot away.
7-car Brad Eddy battling with the 48 of Dwayne Baker, middle of the pack. First side-by-side battle in this field, and it's just outside in the top 10 as Brad Eddy puts that driveline car up one more spot.
Whatever was wrong with the Kyle Reed car, he's back out running under power, so it looks like they found whatever was wrong with that car, but he's got some major ground to make up and probably down a few laps.
For the first time tonight, we see the Riverside conveyor belt all the way around the Speedway. One side-by-side battle. Teams starting to find their rhythm, starting to find their spot on the track. There's a few of them, Brad, that look like they're going to be really itching for some change when they do get an opportunity.
Well, you got to wonder, Joe, if they're not just riding. I would say the 22, the 99, 29, 88, the 54, I wouldn't say they're just riding along comfortably. Single file is 39 laps in here, saving some of the good. They want to see what Hocevar has. So they're keeping him in his eyesight. He's not running away from them, that's for sure.
Get some times, Tim, on the 23 car, and kind of be dropping back at all. He looked really strong as he burning it up.
Yeah, the last time by was a 14:77 for Hocevar. His best time is a 14:61, so a little off of what he ran earlier in the race. But the last couple of laps, it's been about a tenth or so quicker. Actually, Craig Slanewhite kind of mimicking the times of Carson Hocevar the last couple of laps by.
They'll be approaching Kyle Reed here shortly, getting through the flurry of traffic, and that's something we haven't really had yet, Joe. Had a couple of cautions already, so no big flow into the 42s off the pace again.
That sounds sick.
Yeah.
We had a few of the drivers talk to us about things like patience and taking your time, saving some equipment. I'm not seeing a lot of that, but I did see a 3-car run that looks like that's exactly what they're doing. And that would be the 31 of Chris Reed, the 41 of Mike Rogers, and the 7 of Brad Eddy. They're running in a line. They're not making any effort to get around one another, so just keep it pace.
So the 42 car takes it to the pit as they have not found the trouble on the Kyle Reed car. So he's in the pit and they're under the hood. That's probably it for the night for that crew. Meanwhile, back on the track, it's Hocevar still with the lead. Ashton Tucker second, Slanewhite third. Crowd closing in on the bumper of Slanewhite. having a little look. Russell Smith Jr., that's your top 5 at lap 46 here at the IWK 250.
And Greg Proud beginning to pour some more pressure on the 99 of Slanewhite as they battle it out for position number 3. Proud, Slanewhite, 2 drivers that come out of the King competition stable, or at least their race cars do, and they are putting on a show for that 3rd place position. A little bit of breathing room in front of them and a little bit of breathing room behind them in that battle.
That's a big thing, trying to breathe. I wonder how many drivers are holding their breath the entire time as Greg Proud starts to throw more pressure on the 99, your defending IWK 250 champ. And he dominated this race last year, Joe, from pretty much start to finish. He's got his work cut out for him this year.
Oh, he sure does. He's got a lot of competition on this racetrack, and I think there's a lot of guys saving.
Oh, Jordan Vino off the pace.
Yeah, he's got some smoke coming from the back end of that number 11. Sorry, Joe. Just
that day keeps getting tougher for the 11B of Jordan Vino.
Tough.
And with 50 laps on the board now, the leaders are starting to put cars down a lap behind them. They're already past the 11 of Jordan Vino. Gary Elliott, the 36, has already fallen down a lap to the 23 of Carson Hosevar. As Hosevar starts picking his way through the field, Ashton Tucker falling back just a little bit in that number 2.
Well, they pick their way through lap traffic. They have to be careful. They got good race cars. They don't want to get caught up in something. So obviously Tucker taking his time to get around those lap cars as he goes around Gary Elliott on the back stretch. Next one he'll be up on would be Lonnie Somerville in the 23. Meanwhile, Hosevard has stretched out the lead by about 10 car lengths as he got through the traffic easily.
Yeah, Lonnie Somerville 1 lap down. The Pubs Drive-Thru Bottle Exchange 23. That team struggling a little bit after that early contact. The 51 of Mark Leclerc, the 9 of John Rankin, the 30 of Lively, and the 0 of Matt Vaughn. Vaughn said his car was comfortable earlier, Dylan, but he didn't know how much speed that he had. He thought it would be better on the long run, but it looks like they need a little longer run as they'll complete 56 this time by.
And now they'll move up to the middle lane to get around the number 23, Russell Smith Jr. in their tire tracks. Carson Hosevar setting the pace, lap 56 here at the IWK 250.
That battle for 2nd and 3rd is picking up. Ashton Tucker in that number 2. Craig Slanewhite has him in his sights. He's only about a car length off the back bumper as they exit turn 2, headed down the back straightaway. But Greg Proud in that number 29, he is not letting the 99 of Slanewhite get away.
Meanwhile, Brad Eddy got around the 40 car, Robbie McEwen. That's a brand new race car, first time in it. Getting all the butterflies and the bugs out of it here, looking comfortable. In that number 7 car is Brad Eddy.
I'm watching 2 guys right now. That 54, Jared Butcher, and the 89, Nova Celtic Ford of Donald Chisholm. They're coming. They're coming. You can see it. Their cars are really comfortable. They're on their way. 59 complete.
Absolutely, as we continue to clip them off. 60 now in the books. The 23 of Hosevar in heavy lap traffic. Put a lap on Lively, put a lap on Rankin, and now puts a lap, or attempts to, on the East Coast International number 0 of Matt Vaughn. Vaughn just ahead of the Cat car for kids, and then Dylan, it's a little bit of clean track up to, well, Jordan Vino is still trying to get up to speed. The next one will be Tanton Woolridge and Dwayne Baker about a half straight away ahead.
Yeah, it's something just a miss in that number 11, well off the pace as Hosevar puts the 0 a lap down here at Riverside Speedway. And you said it, there's a bit of distance now and 3 lap cars now in between Hosevar and the number 2 of Ashton Tucker. Ashton Tucker in the 99 can get the Triple Crown done tonight. And we were saying that Ashton could get it done consecutively, but it's a big hill to climb right now at lap 63, Joe.
What a race tonight at Riverside International Speedway. Got to put it out to Otherworld. Got to thank Dylan. He got us a vehicle. You want a good vehicle here in Truro, Nova Scotia, stop by Otherworld and see Dylan Blankford. He's got a lot of good stuff out there. And of course, Napa, right here in Antigonish, Port Hawkesbury, and just down the road in New Glasgow.
Yeah, absolutely. Todd Robertson, great folks as well, as we continue to run under the green flag. 65 laps completed in the IWK 250. Carson Hosevar continues to lead, and now Lively around off Greg Proud in turn number 3.
Oh boy, they're not stopping.
Oh, Mark Leclerc around. Oh, and no, goal gets the 51.
just a little touch, but that could be just enough. Well, car
Nope.
looks okay.
No, Noggle's all right, guys. Just barely touched him. Little fender damage, but nothing serious.
That was a good long run. Those long green flag runs, Brad, gotta come into the driver's favor, right?
It does, Joe. Like, it sets them up and lets them know how the car will be on a long run. Although at lap 65, it's nice to let the brakes all cool down. I'm sure the brake blowers are beyond on most of the cars to cool them down a little extra, as we would probably make 5 or 6 turns around here under caution. So that gives the tires a chance to cool down too. But Hocevar having his way getting through traffic pretty easy compared to the rest. And a lot of times when you're getting through traffic, it depends where you catch them. And it's not hard to tell the experience of the Craftsman truck driver chooses where he laps the cars and picks a better place to get by them. So you're seeing some experience there behind the 23 wheel starting to show.
The Fast Eddie Raceware lucky dog is the 0 of Matt Vaughn. So Matt Vaughn will get the free pass and get back on the lead lap. And Joe, one of the new things this year for us on the tour, the lucky dog does not physically pass the pace car. It's not a visual on the racetrack, but we can tell you he will be getting his lap back. And Matt Vaughn in the East Coast International number 0 will be back on the lead lap. The 51 of Mark Leclerc. We're going to join us back onto the racetrack. And we mentioned the contact minor on Nicholas Noggle. It's so minor that you can't even see it on the race car. You wouldn't know he hit him. We saw the instant replay there with the 29, just barely getting into that number 30 as he came around to lap him.
So would that be considered no fault?
We will find out.
Okay, that's the $1 million question. I'm sure a lot of Greg Proud fans are hoping to not find out. Yeah, we had a really solid green flag pace there. Caution on lap 65. Allowing to catch our breath. Stevie Lively is just still trying to turn around that car. A couple of burnouts there in turn 4, Joe. And he gets it back going.
Get the 11 car rolling into pit road. They've had some troubles with that, so they'll have a little look at it under the caution again as he rolls into his pit stop, Jerry.
What a beautiful crowd here tonight at Riverside International Speedway. The IWK250 presented by Steve Lewis doesn't disappoint once again. We are treated to a beautiful race. A lot of great competitors here, representation from all over the country, and even some guys from the U.S. in on this one. And Carson Hocevar doing a great job, Jerry Paxton. He is showing that he is a true short track professional out front of this one.
Well, we talked about Carson Hocevar cutting his teeth on super late models, and he's certainly showing off all of that experience here tonight. He has done a great job, especially picking his way through that traffic, because that's where he's made a lot of ground up, and he's put Ashton Tucker on the firing line as if you want to keep up with me, you're going to have to be able to do the same thing. And as you mentioned earlier, the experience definitely showing up.
Having a look through the top 10, can't help but notice that 54, Jared Butcher, he started up front, or up closer to the front. He's managed to stay there. Car looks really, really solid underneath him. But Donald Chisholm is making gains. He is now up into the top 10. And I believe he started back around that 8th, 9th spot, 10th spot. Donald Chisholm.
We will find out for you here in just a moment.
I know he's making moves. He's getting closer to the front.
Donald was 12th.
12th.
Joe, did you see Premier Houston sneak in here for a quick moment?
I did.
I think he was wanting to get on the call, and then he saw all the craziness and said, "You know what? Leave it to you guys." That's when the 31 and the 40 got into the wall right there.
Pretty amazing. Great Premier out here in Nova Scotia. Tim's the real deal. Art Steves, if you're tuned in or listening, watching, whatever. Artie, we love you and we miss you, buddy.
And Verna, we wish you all the best. I know she's going through a little bit of tough time there. So all the best to Verna, all the best to Art. We hope to see him back on a flag stand soon. We miss you.
Starter rolls up the green flag. Lights pop out the top of that beautiful pace car as it makes its way through turns 1 and 2 here at Riverside Speedway. It's going to work down the back stretch. Field is all doubled up. Guys have been used to running long green flag run in a single line. They're doubled up again. Tim coming back to green.
Here they come. Green flag flies. We're back underway. And hosts of our shot out of a cannon down into turn number 1. The 23 car picks up the lead with the 2 of Ashton Tucker hanging on the right rear and almost paid for it. Here comes Craig Slanewhite, the defending Tour champion, looking for second.
Looking for that first IWK250. Now, very, very early in this race at lap 67, but he wants some of that lap money. Being out front is best here at Riverside. He's looking to get around our NASCAR driver, Carson Hocevar, in the cat car for kids number 23.
Meanwhile, Slanewhite will put the pressure on. He's right on the bumper as they come down the backstretch. He doesn't want to let Hocevar get away from him. Slanewhite putting the pressure. He's right there. Back to Ashton Tucker, Proud into 4th. And Butcher rolls into the 5th spot.
Greg Proud in the number 29 goes to the outside. He's running in 4th spot right behind the 2 of Ashton Tucker as Garrett Butcher in the number 54 will fall in behind Proud. Then the 88 of Russell Smith Jr., the 89 of Donald Chisholm, and then they'll start to double them up with Chris Reed and Austin McDonald, the 31 and the 13.
Yeah, look at the outside battle. The 13 car really trying to hold on to the outside. He's kind of trapped, Brad, on the high side of the Speedway as Rogers now goes underneath the 13 car. Robin McEwen's looking down there, but Austin McDonald kind of trapped up top.
41 to 13, you're talking about them, Joe. They just hip-checked each other in turn 3 and 4.
They did. They got together, but they both gathered up, saved it. Meanwhile, Rogers took the spot away from McDonald. Doesn't look like a lot of traction up on the high side yet, but maybe later in the night we'll see the high side come in a little better, because it looks like they all want to run on the bottom for now.
Robbie McEwen to the inside of Austin McDonald. McDonald gets that run out of turn number 2 as the 40 to the inside. The black and blue Rice and Construction car will try to pick up the spot as Austin McDonald continues to rubber up that outside groove. And here comes the drive line number 7. He almost had the 40 on the nose as Brad Eddy looking to move a little bit forward and crack the top 10.
So Brad Eddy in that new ride getting it sorted out. Came from the back, all the way from the back. Now sits up there about 12th place. So the 7 of Brad Eddy's definitely making some headway here as he sorts out that new race car.
Carson Hocevar pulling away from Craig Slanewhite, looking at battles all across the racetrack. Now keep in mind, Brad Eddy in that 7, the number 7 driveline car, they were on jack stands right before driver intros. They weren't out on the track.
Yeah, FLF race cars. Tim is here helping them out on that race car, and it's really good to see the drive line of Fairlady Datsun try to bring it to the front of the field. Little tickle to the back bumper. The Big Dan at Moncton Chrysler Dodge, number 40 of Robbie McEwen. McEwen holds on to that spot. That is 11th place. Top 10 for the moment. Dylan, kind of calm.
Just a little bit. As they all come around Riverside Speedway here in Antigonish. Carson Hocevar, the leader here, coming up to lap 80 of the IWK250 presented by Steve Lewis. 2nd, Craig Slanewhite. 3rd, Ashton Tucker. And no side-by-side battles right now. Everyone pretty much strung out single file here, laying them down here in Antigonish.
Mike Rogers in that 41 car making some gain. He's all over the back bumper of Reed, looking to take that spot away. Meanwhile, back McEwen, Brad Eddy's still going at it for that spot. So there's still some close bumper-to-bumper racing. Up front, you can put 2 to 3 car lengths between the leaders as they're riding single file, putting some laps in, looking what the other guys got to offer in front of them, feeling them out for the later half here.
Drivers thundering around this racetrack. 82 laps completed in the IWK 250. And again, Dylan, where do you watch? There's some great battles all throughout. Chris Reed in the 31 under fire from the 41. Remember we said Mike Rogers likes to save his stuff and start working his way towards the front. Well, here oh boy.
What were you saying, Tim?
They saved it.
41 of Rogers into the back of Reed. They both got squirrely, gathered it up and saved it. They're running bumper to bumper. That was almost a big wreck on the backstretch, guys.
Could have been big.
Jordan Vino off the pace, and the 11V goes a lap down. A host of ours, Slanewhite, and the 2 of Ashton Tucker, your top 3. The 41 continues to work. Over is the 48 of Dwayne Baker. Looks like he might be a little bit off the pace as well, as he falls in behind that war between those 2 King competition prepared race cars.
Baker running the bottom line, so something is strange in that 48 car out of Ontario as he continues to run around the bottom off the pace a little bit here. Keeping going, hoping that they can get a caution and get whatever's wrong with that car straightened out. But we're setting a torrid pace here in lap 87 at Riverside in the IWK250.
You don't want to be the caution, and the 48 Baker will pull in that slow number 48 to the pits. Both Ontarians in this race having issues, and it looks like that their day could be done here. You never know, they can get it back on the track, but chances of bringing home the John W. Chisholm Memorial Cup back to Ontario, slim to none.
And they're not racing for points either on the East Coast International Pro Stock Tour, just trying to get what they can at the back of the field. 90 laps completed in the IWK250. Next up on the list of Carson Hocevar with Gary Elliott in the 36. Elliott already scored, I believe, is 1 lap down, so they'll go a second lap down if the 23 of Hocevar can catch him. We're inching closer, Dylan, towards the halfway mark in this race.
Yes, we are getting there on lap 91 here in beautiful Antigonish. The majority of the cars still on track so far. We have Wayne Smith along with the 31W, the 48, and the 42 are off the track here this evening.
Meanwhile, Slanewhite is kind of chased down Hocevar in the traffic as he closes in as they're in heavy lap traffic. Allowed Slanewhite to catch up to him a little bit. And they got about 3 cars ahead of them that they'll have to deal with lap traffic here shortly.
Continuing to work around this Riverside International Speedway, some great battles all throughout the pack. Hocevar continues to lead. Brad Eddy's been working on the 40 of Robbie McEwen the last couple of laps for a position. I believe the 08 of Nicholas Naugle is the one behind him. Indeed he is, as that is a battle, Dylan, for position number 11. Brad Eddy's working over the 40.
Once again, doing a great job in that number 7 car, battling with 2-time winner back-to-back this year in 2023, Nick Naugle. You see Mark Leclerc getting passed by Chris Reed on the track, and the lead battle is really starting to heat up as Carson Hocevar is having to drive in the middle. He slides up the turn a bit as Craig Slanewhite looking to make the pounds.
Yeah, he was slideways at a turn number 2 as the 23 of Hocevar maybe losing a little bit of ground through this lap traffic. Slanewhite beginning to turn the wick up. The champ is on the back bumper of the Cat Car for Kids.
Down the back stretch, Hocevar gets around the lap car Lively. Now Slanewhite will set his sights on Lively. Get that done as they come off. He'll go by Lively at the start-finish line. Heavy traffic for the leader in second place, Slanewhite, as they weed their way through the traffic. And now they'll have a clear racetrack ahead of them for a couple of laps.
98 laps complete in tonight's IWK250. Carson Hocevar is leading the way, but the 99 of Craig Slanewhite, a 2-time Pro Stock Tour champion, is hot on his heels, Timmy.
Absolutely he is, and we're getting closer to the halfway point of this one. 100 completed. Halfway point about 25 laps or so away, or the halfway break about 25 laps or so away, as the leaders continue to pick him up and lay him down. Top 2 have escaped the lap traffic as the 2 of Ashton Tucker tries to get by Lively and tries to get by the 0. Everybody else trying to tiptoe through the tulips, per se. Dylan, here is the lap traffic a little thicker inside the top 5.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of weeds kind of grew in the garden, and they're trying to weed whack right through them. The 2 going around the 30 of Stevie Lively, now looking to go around Matt Vaughn. First and second have pulled away from third. But again, that halfway point's coming up in 23 laps to give a chance for the drivers and crews to wrench on the cars, make any adjustments. I'm wondering if you're Carson Hocevar, do you make any adjustments later? This car's working beautifully.
He'll certainly decide at the pit stop, but that car looks like it's getting a little loose up off of turn 2. Meanwhile, the guy on the move that nobody's sort of noticed is Butchers to the back bumper, Ashton Tucker. He came out of nowhere, went around proud, and he is on the move.
And that lap traffic really did take a big toll on the two of Ashton Tucker. He had some problems getting through that traffic. Garrett Butcher in that 54 just simply sat back and waited. He knew they were going to clear, and they did. And now Butcher goes around the two of Tucker, and he is up into that third spot.
Up front, it's Hosevar. It's got about a 3-car length advantage over Slanewhite as they go around the lap curve. Leclerc to put him another lap down. So the leader setting a torrid pace here at lap 107.
Donald Chisholm and Mike Rogers trying to work through this giant field of slower cars. Rogers had a hammer on the brakes as he's on the hunt. That's a battle for 7th on track right now as they come through turn 3 and 4. Donald Chisholm looking for their second IWK250 title.
Lots of traffic there as the 41 of Mike Rogers trying to get through the lap traffic as well. I think Mike Rogers is on the move too as he's chasing down Donald Chisholm in front of them. Russell Smith Jr. trying to get by Matt Vaughn and got the boss man on the back bumper as Donald Chisholm chases down that 88.
Two Nova Construction cars. Do you let the boss go by right now, or do you race him hard?
You race them hard. There is no favors in short track racing. You want the bragging rights. You don't give up anything to the boss. You run and make him earn a spot. That's for sure.
But at lap 110?
It's a long race still yet to come. Flicking them off here at Riverside Speedway, live on Racetime Radio and TimsCorner.tv, here with thousands of fans in attendance watching this short track Saturday night spectacular, Canada's ultimate short track race, hunting for the trophy, hunting for the money. And we've had a couple of American winners. We've had a couple of our NASCAR drivers, Joe, win, and Regan Smith and Kenny Wallace. And right now, Carson Hocevar is setting the bar high for everyone else.
Stevie Lively down in the pit road in car number 30. Tough break for the East Coast Financing. Follow the Lighthouse Ford. He noses it into the trailer.
Getting real close to halfway. 114 laps complete. And as mentioned, Dylan, that coach, Carson Hocevar, could be shaping up to add his name to the NASCAR drivers that have won this one.
2018 was won via the Tech Shed. Regan Smith won it back in the early formation of the IWK250. Carson Hocevar, Craftsman Truck Series regular, looking to get it done here, but still a long time to go. 10 laps left in part 1 of the IWK250.
As he said earlier, he's used to working with them Van Doren chassis. He grew up cutting his teeth in it. He's showing why he knows it, why he's where he is today in racing. As it's a smooth ride, and he brought his crew to set that car up. It's a long time since we saw that cat car dominate this much early in the race. But it's long from over yet. We got only 117, 118 in the books. We still got a lot of racing left here at the IWK250.
Keep going. Clear by 6.
Can hear some of the radio chatter there. Joe, whose spotter were we listening to there?
We were back to, tell you in a second. The whole list of them here, and I'm just...
It's the cool thing of bringing in that radio stuff and hearing that spotters go at and letting them know they're clear, and good side-by-side battle, the 41 and the 89 right now.
Yeah, the 41 of Mike Rogers. That is a driver, Dylan, that I believe is on the move here in the late stages of this first half of the event as he made the move on Donald Chisholm. Took him 2 laps or so to get by, but there he is as he gets by for position number 7 as we close in on the halfway point. 122 completed this time by.
So the crew is busy getting ready for that stop. They're digging out the tires here in pit road as a caution will fly here in 3 laps for the halfway break. Meanwhile, Hocevar in heavy traffic weeding his way through. Slanewhite in second. Along comes Butcher sitting in third. Ashton Tucker fourth. And it's the black Dodge of Greg Crowd sitting in 5.
Okay, we'll drop in here and listen to Carson Hocevar's traffic. Not much being said on the radio right now, but we're cheating a bit.
Should be able to ride behind him here, bud. Don't put yourself in a bad spot.
I was about to say Nicholas Noggle has to dig or he's going to be a lap down, but maybe not.
Absolutely, yes. Lap 125 has gone on by.
We usually go one lap past halfway to make this thing official should something happen, and Steve Austin has the caution flag in hand, getting ready to display it over the field. Yellow flag is out.
Okay, spotter, you help them get them in the pits when they're open, not until they're open. Talk to me what you need. 10-4. Still got the red flag out.
I don't see red, but I do see yellow.
Red flag at Brad Hayes in turn 3.
I gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. Tight for all. Okay, I'm just going to do a trailing arm adjustment and see where the stagger's at.
Ah, so there you go. That's the kind of adjustments. Brad, what would you be doing with a car that is reacting like Carson's is? It's pretty tough to adjust when it's perfect.
Well, the trailing arm adjustment, obviously, is too free off, so he wants some more traction. They will check the stagger first to see if the stagger went away on it. I noticed the last 10 laps, that 23 car was pretty loose, getting up off of 2. So that's what Carson's talking about. So they'll do that adjustment. They'll check the stagger first. If the stagger's good, then they'll go to the trailing arm adjustment.
The Fast Eddie Raceware free pass, Lucky Dog is the 28 at Tanton Woolridge.
Okay, and the green flag now is out for pit road, so the teams will make their way down to their respective pits. They're going to have, what, 5 minutes or something
10.
like that? 10 minutes? And then they're going to return the same way they went in as long as they
are out on the racetrack or rolling from their pit box within
Right.
that 10-minute time. So none of these crews are allowed to touch the cars until they get 10 minutes on the board. Ashley's working to get that thing on the leaderboard on the back straightaway. So as soon as we have that there, we will begin the countdown in just a few moments.
Okay, what do you say we step out and take a quick break on Racetime Radio? You're not going to miss a thing. We will come back to you in just mere moments, all live tonight from Riverside International Speedway, the IWK250. Stay there.
Hey, race fans, this is Larry Barrio, and you're listening to Racetime Radio on Sirius XM, Channel 167, Canada.
From coast to coast, you're listening to Canada Talks.
Racetime Radio is brought to you by RPM Race Parts. Order today, race tomorrow. Also by VP Race Fuels, the worldwide leader in race fuel technology. And by Dawson Dental Centers. Get your victory lane smile at dawsondental.ca. It's time to get back to the racetracks. For over 30 years, Quick Fire Starters have fueled the sport on and off the track, making lighting your campfire as easy as 1, 2, 3. There's no need for kindling or paper. Just pop your Quick Fire Starter in the pit, add your wood, and presto, you're a pro. Quick Fire Starters. No harmful chemicals, and guaranteed to light your fire every time. Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter.
It's coming. Can you feel it? The rush. The Gold Rush at Flamborough Speedway, Saturday, July 29th. The best of the pro late model drivers from across Ontario and beyond will come to race, but only one will take home the Gold Rush prize of $10,000. And Racetime Radio will be there to bring you all the excitement live and online. 123 green flag laps of excitement, plus 40 lap features for the mini stocks and pure stocks, each offering $500 to win. So get to Hamilton on Saturday, July the 29th for the Flamborough Speedway Gold Rush. If you can't get to the track, join us here at Racetime Radio for all the action. Gates open at 4, racing starts at 6, and so will our broadcast. Don't miss the Gold Rush at Flamborough Speedway, Hamilton.
The Riverside 250 started back in 1977 at Riverside International Speedway. The 250 has continued for all but a couple of years since. In 2007, the 250 was titled the IWK250 and has been Canada's crown jewel event to win every year.
Dig out your 50-50 tickets. I see Mr. Langell down there getting ready to make somebody very, very happy.
Yeah, I would say we are going to make someone very happy and help out here the the IWK Foundation. We're also going to do some silent auction. We're going to announce the winners here in just a moment, too. But, every year we come here to Riverside Speedway to have some fun, watch some great short track racing. But, of course, we also want to fundraise for the IWK Foundation, benefiting the IWK Children's Hospital and helping those families, the mothers, the babies, and everyone through tough times. Many Nova Scotians and Atlantic Canadians are born there, and one big thing here is fundraising. And Steve Lewis is one of the men that's behind this here, and how great is it, Steve, to see this full house here tonight?
This is just absolutely wicked, buddy.
Absolutely. The winner tonight is going to be taking home a cool $9,507 tonight. So we're going to pick a winner here. And we want to talk with Willie here from the Junior B Bulldogs, Don Johnson Memorial Cup winner. Something special, I believe, coming up, right?
Well, it's coming up again next year, but we just went through it last fall, and we were the Nova Scotia provincial champs, and we were the league champs, so we're riding pretty high right now. Anyways, to me, just want to make things short here. I would like to thank all you great fans who have given us all this support over all the years. And without you folks, we just wouldn't be here doing this at this moment. I'd also like to commend Steve here for all his hard work and everything that he's done for the foundation. And I would be remorsed if I didn't thank my team who come here and work race in and race out, and without their support, there again, we would not be here. Good luck to everyone.
Thank you, Willie. Thank you, Junior B Bulldogs, back-to-back champs. Let's pick a 50-50 winner. Let's give this a big spin here for over $9,500 here tonight for the IWK250, and a portion of the proceeds raised tonight going to the IWK Foundation via the Junior B Bulldogs. So actually just chatting with the Bulldogs, too. How about this? They're going to do a $5,000 donation tonight. Let's give a hand for the Junior B Bulldogs donating $5,000 to the IWK Foundation. And we've got our winning ticket. It is a red ticket picked by Steve Lewis. So a red ticket. The winning number for $9,507 is 540-1741 for $9,500 plus. So again, winning ticket is on a red ticket. 540-1741. That is the winning ticket tonight. If you have that ticket, you're a lot richer than I am right now, and we'll be meeting you here at the start-finish line at the flag, where the flagman, Steve Austin, is standing here for all the big money. Hats off again. Thank you, fans, for buying that. So again, we're just going to take a quick picture here just in case we don't get our 50-50 winner right away. Oh, one more minute. What else do we have here, Willie?
We have here, on behalf of the Antigonish Farmers Mutual Organization, we would like to donate $5,000 towards the IWK Foundation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Amazing. So we'll get a 50-50 winner again. So thank you and congratulations. And the break continues here for these Pro Stock teams. So again, we got our winner. We're going to go back on track here because these boys are going to get racing here. So we'll head back up, and thank you, Steve.
I'm going to look over towards Mike Ledwidge and Rob Bonus. How much time we got? Rob's looking over the clock intently. 4 minutes remaining. 4 minutes remaining in the halfway break. So teams, start making your way, drivers, back towards your cars. 4 minutes remaining. You got to be rolling in order to keep your spot in the IWK250. The teams are going on. Ryan Van Orscott, they're working on the right-hand side of that Ron McGilvery Chevrolet Buick GMC entry. As this is where the money stop is made, Joe. Winning adjustments may be made right here.
Oh, yeah. You got to do it now or forget it. You got to do it next year. What are you thinking down there, Brad, man? You seeing anything unusual happen at your end of pit road?
Well, they're all putting their tires on, as we would have heard earlier from the Reeds. Sometimes you save your best set for second. You have a better set for the second half. All the cars are under the hoods trying to cool the engines down with blowers on them. Nothing out of the ordinary. All the drivers are getting ready to get back in their cars here. It looks pretty calm down on my end of it. Looks like everybody's getting ready to go here.
How about you, Jerry? What's happening down in the turn 1-2 area?
Well, as Brad said, things are pretty calm. It looks like regular maintenance. They're changing tires, adding fuel. The biggest thing I've noticed, the drivers getting out and cooling off. They've been taking showers out of the ice-cold water bottle. They've been sucking back that couple of water bottles. It's hot in that race car, and you can tell tonight, I think it's going to get a lot hotter as we get towards the end.
Oh, I can guarantee it. Yeah, the temperatures are going to cool down a little bit, Brad. And, of course, the sun is gone. It's been gone for a little while. What are you going to make for changes on your race car?
Well, we'd want to loosen it up a little bit, knowing that the sun's going down, Joe, and we'd want some more traction. So if we were, pushing a little bit in that first half, we loosen it up. But at the same time, you don't want to give up too much drive off. So it's a fine line, but these set of tires have set for a long time, so your stagger should be dead on with these tires laying on the ground for 125 laps. You already ran them, so that stagger should stay pretty good as you go back out and get the heat in them. If your car's neutral, your stagger will stay the same, and the tires will build up pressure by 2 or 3 pounds, but it'll build it up left and right, so then that doesn't change the stagger. A lot of the teams run nitrogen in these tires. That's something that's in all your new cars when you buy them. It's something that's been around travel trailers, Joe. When you see that green cap on the rim, it's because nitrogen's in them. And nitrogen's dry air, and it stops that pressure from building up and going back down. With the regular air, you get moisture, so it builds up pressure, it loses pressure. With nitrogen, whatever it builds, it stays the same. So that's a big deal to make these cars turn. The stagger's got to be dead on.
Hey, boys, can I hop in here to close out the silent auction items here as we get ready to refire, the break wrapping up? So big thanks to everyone who went in. We're going to go through the winners here. We had a 43 Rolling McDonald vintage print. It's going to go to Terry Cruxey. So Terry, you won that. You can pay with cash, credit, or debit. And then we have your phone number too, and we'll give you a call as well. The Don Viederman vintage print's going to Dennis Nickerson. The Greg Seward vintage print's going to Louise Seward. The better half there. That's always great. The Frank Fraser vintage print going to Chris Ewing. And the famous the Carson Hocevar print's going to be going to Dennis Nickerson as well, so congratulations, and we'll reach out to you. The Hanley door skin, how about this? To Hugh Richard for $1,000, all going to the IWK Foundation, and hats off to Chris Ewing for getting that together. The Hanley vintage print going to Jeff Dock, I believe. We have your phone number too. We'll get in touch again. The winner of the Hanley personal collection, the number 9 car, is going to Paul Brow, and we have your phone number too, and we'll reach out to you. The Hanley personal collection 72, Evan Wynot winning that, so you're the winner. Can't make out the penmanship on that one, but we have your phone number for the personal collection frame 72. Also winning another one too. So Paul, you've won that if you put a couple of $20 bids on there. Hanley personal frame collection, Matt Rodier, we have your phone number here too for that. And finally, Junior Hanley license plate signed, Evan Wynot winning that. Thank you all so much for the silent auction. We're getting back racing here, boys.
Absolutely, Dylan. We got cars back on track. Who has made it? Who hasn't? Tim, are you picking anybody up?
I do not see anybody down on pit road right now that wasn't rolling before. Maybe Matt Vaughn, maybe Lonnie Somerville. Gary Elliott's waiting to rejoin the field, but I think most of those drivers were near the back of the field anyhow as we get this field realigned. Obviously, Carson Hocevar, Craig Slanewhite, Jarrett Butcher, the 2 of Ashton Tucker, and the 29 of Greg Proud, your top 5. Want to say hello to Nick Haddad from Nick's Towing. Nick is watching from Prince Edward Island today, and Joey's got the steaks ready. I had a steak last year when we went to Oyster Bed Speedway. You got to get to Oyster Bed. You got to have a Nick Haddad steak.
Oh yeah. Good fun out there on the island. As we are back, all trackside, the IWK250 is halfway. So you got half the race in, you got the other half to go. A lot of things are going to change this time around, Jerry. These guys have got the changes now. Drivers cooled down, got some hydration. This is going to be big, the second half of this one.
Track's cooling down a little, the air's a little more comfortable. A little bit of humidity in it, we'll see how that's going to affect things, but I think the drivers, a lot of them trying to save that better set of tires for this half. Things could get a lot crazier than they've been. It's been pretty tame so far. We A lot of incidental contact. I see a lot of cars with donuts on the side, but we haven't had anybody have anything major. Let's hope it stays that way.
I guess, Brad, the teams will be praying if they put new skins on that they got the tires that they really, really wanted. Nice match set. If not, you're going to see some comers and goers.
You definitely will, Joe, and most teams would have saved this better set, as we talked earlier in the program, for the last half. If it doesn't work, you'll see the car at the first caution. They'll go back in and put back the old one. But generally, you saved your better set, and what you just adjusted on, that's what you got for the last 125 laps for this big, big payday that waits on lap 250 for these racers.
Tell me, are they scuffs that they would have put on? Like, would they have scuffed them, or are these sticker tires?
No, they're definitely scuffed, Joe. They'd have like 4 or 5 laps just to make sure the stagger's right, so they're not stickers for sure.
Lights out atop of the pace car. Down pit road, Tim Terry. Here we go.
Here comes Hocevar and the rest of the field. Second half. The IWK250 presented by Steve Lewis is underway, and Hocevar quickly to the draw. He'll take the lead, but Slanewhite trying to take that outside line around. He can't do it there. Keep your eye on Butcher. Red 54 looking for third.
Butcher in that 54 trying to make sure that Craig Slanewhite didn't do exactly what he did, and that was pop in front of him. He was going for second, couldn't make it stick. Now the 2 of Ashton Tucker on the outside, trying to get around the 54 of Jared Butcher.
Greg Crowd down on the bottom, looking to pick some spots up as he rides along in 5th. Meanwhile, Butcher is 3rd. Ashton Tucker's in 4th. Crowd closed in the back bumper, but Crowd and Chisholm are up on the outside trying to make some ground here in the early goings.
It's called side by side, all the way from 4th place, all the way back to the tail of the field. We got a real gaggle of cars with 130 laps complete of tonight's IWK250. Carson Hocevar with about a 3-car length lead over the 99 of Craig Slanewhite. And then you got to go back maybe 7-8 spots to the 54 of Jared Butcher. But then everything is tight, nose to bumper from there on back.
Slanewhite doesn't let Hocevar get away from him, so they're up front. Slanewhite trying to keep him in his sight to see what he's really got. He wants to know here early. So it looks like those 2 cars are about as even as they were before we went back to the cautions.
And they have broken away the 88, and Russell Smith Jr. begins to take a little look to the inside of the 2 of Ashton Tucker. Tucker slams that door right quick, top 10 or so. Single file, Robbie McEwen has his hands full with John Rankin on the outside in car number 9.
John Rankin is at a very up and down evening here at the IWK250 presented by Steve Lewis, as he's just trying to get anything he can here, battling side by side as mentioned with Robbie McEwen. The chase is on for Craig Slanewhite to try and reel in the 23. Carson Hocevar looking for that first big dance with glory here in Antigonish and looking for his 3rd 250 at the Crown Jewel tracks.
Doesn't look like Hocevar's lost anything. If anything, he looks like he's got a little bit better race car now than he did in the early going. As Slanewhite chased him for a while, but sits back about 4 to 5 car lengths behind him. Single file, the top 10 around on WK250 here at Riverside as they set a torrid pace on lap 137.
Driver that just earned his fastest lap of the race, the 29 of Greg Cloud, in position number 6. That could mean trouble for the rest of the field as Greg Cloud is on it, sitting in position number 6.
Watch out for him. Watch out for that 29 charging right through.
Butcher runs along in 3rd. Ashton Tucker's on his bumper. Back behind him is Russell Smith Jr. Back to Crowd. Donald Chisholm's now gone around the 41 car Rogers as their single foul cleared back through 7th.
54 of Jared Butcher continues to go with the 2.
And Jared Butcher running in that 3rd spot. He's got almost a straightaway back of the 99 of Slanewhite. And he is leading the freight train because behind him, the 2 of Tucker, the 88 of Russell Smith Jr. 29 of Greg Crowd, those four in single file. About 2 car lengths back, the 89 of Donald Chisholm. Mike Rogers in the 41, the 13 of Austin McDonald. Then a small gap one more time to the 7 of Brad Eddy, 31 Chris Reed, 08 Nicholas Nogle.
How about Brad Eddy and that new race car working his way up into the top 10, trying to get it done. First time in the car. Had a lot of bugs this afternoon. Had power steering trouble. They borrowed a pump from the 88 crew to put that car back together to keep it running the way it is on the track at the time.
Battle for position number 3 continues to heat up. It's Jared Butcher holding on to the spot with Ashton Tucker, the 88 of Russell Smith Jr. and the 29 Greg Crowd just behind them. Here comes Mike Rogers. Rogers to the inside of the 89 of Donald Chisholm. Dylan, I think Mike Rogers is going to say something too.
He has shown all week as they both lean into each other. They've had some speed. Jared Butcher trying to get around Mark Leclerc, and Ashton Tucker looking to take advantage and use the 51 as a pick, but he wasn't able to do it out of the corner.
So they get around the lap car. Tucker tucks in behind the 54. The 88 Russell Smith Jr. Now crowds all over the back bumper. Russell Smith Jr. looking to take that spot away as he wants to get going here in the last half to try to get up and compete with those guys up front in that big black Dodge horsepower from the island.
Donald Chisholm starts to fall back a little bit here on this run. The 89 car on the outside of the 13 of McDonald, and he's got to make evasive action because Mark Leclerc dead ahead, going a lap down. And how about the 7 of Brad Eddy? He's in 10th.
And chiseling his way. He started at the back of this field with mechanical issues in his heat race.
So it's Eddy on the back bumper of Chisholm now. They run single file, but Reed settles in behind him. But Nogle now trying to get his way through the field as we haven't seen him up front much tonight. So it's looked like he's trying to get his car dialed in here in the last half.
100-99 laps to go, and the IWK250 continues to be the 23 of Carson Hocevar pacing the field and continues to get a little bit quicker as we go on. A couple of lap cars ahead of him in Rankin, and the 0 of Matt Vaughn, and clean track all the way up to Tanton Woolridge, who received a free pass on our halfway break.
Yes, less than 100 to go in the IWK250 presented by Steve Lewis. Great single file racing all around the racetrack here as Carson Hocevar puts another lap down in the 0 car of Matt Vaughn. They're going to be catching up to John Rankin here in just a moment.
The 99 of Craig Slanewhite is keeping pace with the 23 of Hocevar. He's not gaining anything, but he's not losing anything either, as Hocevar is picking his way through the lap traffic. Slanewhite so far has been able to stay right with them. Those two, all by themselves, they are out half a racetrack ahead of the 54 of Jared Butcher.
So Slanewhite picking his way, going around Vaughn, now putting him a lap down. It's a lap car, it's John Rankin is between Hocevar and Slanewhite right now. Slanewhite will look to go around the outside of John, and he'll get around him and put his sights back on Hocevar. Probably about 6 car lengths back behind as they go through lap traffic.
Continuing to work around, Carson Hocevar leads Craig Slanewhite in a second, and he's got a little bit of a gap, way a big of a gap back to Jared Butcher, and Butcher has that gap established between himself and the battle for position number 4. Russell Smith Jr. begins to show his hand. Little contact to Ashton Tucker. Up the hill goes the two, side by side for position number 5.
Well, that'll cost Tucker a couple spots as the crowd ducked in and went there too. So Tucker loses 2 spots with that little rub coming between 3 and 4. Smith Jr. now sets his sight and he's got company with Brown on his bumper. They'll set their sights to get up back through the field and try to get in touch with the 2 leaders. Slanewhite and Hocevar setting a torrid pace here at lap 160 at the IWK 250.
Mike Rogers now to the inside of Ashton Tucker in the 2 as the 13 of Austin McDonald continues to look on in behind the 89 of Donald Chisholm in the 7 of Brad Eddy right there as well. We've got a conga line for about position number 6 on back outside the top 10 as they continue to work laps around Riverside. 161, make it 162 completed in the IWK250.
Meanwhile, Butcher will run into 3rd spot. Russell Smith Jr. running 4th. Greg Crowd in the 5th spot. Rogers gets around Tucker. He's in the 6th spot. Tucker running 7th. Back to McDonald, 13th. Chisholm is running 9th. And I believe it's Brad Eddy found his way up to 10th spot. Yes, he has in that new race car. What a run for the 7 of Brad Eddy.
The 29 of Greg Crowd up out of the groove a little bit. It's Mike Rogers going to the inside. Rogers has moved the 41 to position number 5. He's got about 4 lengths or so up to the 88 of Russell Smith Jr. for his next spot. But that 41 is on the move.
165 laps complete in tonight's IWK250, and what a barn burner we got here at Riverside International Speedway. The 23 car of Kosen Hocevar doing a magnificent job. He maintains about a 2-car length lead over the 99 of Craig Slanewhite, but I'll tell you, those 2 cars are just trucking, Jerry. They are flying out there.
They're about to get in some heavy traffic, Jerry. You'll see it when you get down to your corner.
And they are definitely running into the thick of it now as Hocevar tries to go around the 28 of Canton Woolbridge. And Slanewhite, the 99, going to take the same line following the 23 of Hocevar all the way through. They get around, and now still 4 lap cars in front of them. And they're running side by side in front. Hocevar gets held up. That allows Slanewhite to get up to the back bumper of the 23.
The 99 of Slanewhite continues to chase down that 23. But Brad, I think we're seeing something we saw in the first half of this race. The 99 car might have a better long-run car than Carson Hocevar right now.
He does. It looks like in the traffic he's really gained some ground here. But he's about 2 car lengths behind him, Tim. So that car may be starting to come in, and he's really closing the gap up off of 2. So this looks like it could be a barn burner come down the end. And Slanewhite is all over Hocevar's back bumper in these last laps.
I can see the 23 of Carson Hocevar just kicking a little bit loose as he comes off 2. And we'll see what he's like off 4. Same thing on that end of the racetrack. So maybe the handle's starting to go away. We'll have a listen to the 23.
And here comes the 99 of Slanewhite. He was looking. He looked to go around the outside of the 23 of Hocevar. Changed his mind. Tucked back in. He's less than a car length as they come through turns 1 and 2. Onto the back bumper, out of 2, down the back straightaway. Hocevar's not able to run away from Slanewhite.
Slanewhite all over the back bumper. Hocevar, radio chat, telling Hocevar, back bumper, back corner. They are glued together as they go through this field. Hocevar was able to run away before, but Slanewhite has reeled him in this time, and he's not getting away on the 99.
Nose to tail for your top 2 as the 99 of Slanewhite tries to get up to the back bumper of the 23. Ryan Van Orscott next up on the list for the leaders to put a lot down in the Ron McGilvery Chevrolet Buick GMC Chevrolet, and they've got a huge gap back to Butcher. One of the fastest cars in the racetrack, though, boys, the 41 of Mike Rogers is coming, albeit he's a half lap or so behind.
He's going to need a caution here. I don't think Craig Slanewhite is going to need a caution because he has reeled in. Tim, you better jump out of your seats.
Gary Elliott was almost a caution at a turn number 2. Him and Mark LeClaire had a moment.
The domination that we've seen out of the 23 car in the first half of the race is not what we're seeing right now. Either that or Brad Van, the 99, has cranked it up a couple notches. What do you think?
He has cranked it up, definitely. That car has come in, but they're about to lap McCune, and Ashton Tucker, who was running 3rd early in the race, is not that far away from going a lap down to these 2 the way they're running. Slanewhite all over the back bumpers and go around the lap car again. Still working down into 3 and 4. He closes it back up as Hocevar gets into the wall a little bit off of 4.
He got loose trying to pass around Ryan Van Orscott. He clipped the wall, and Whoa, he threw a big block there on Craig Slanewhite, Joe. He has to play defense now.
Yeah, he sure did. The 99 of Slanewhite gets in, and Hocevar spins out down the front stretch. Caution will come out. Oh boy, the plot just thickened the whole pile.
It did, because these two with No Fault Racing will probably go to the back, guys.
Well, we'll see what the call is from the high dollar race officials next door to us in the booth. Over, we'll look at the IWK Foundation instant replay.
What do you need to be better if we got to go if we got to pit? I'm 2 free. 10-4. If we got
the report from the 23. I'm a little too free.
We saw that there. Wow, this changes everything.
25 is the fast Eddie race. Oh, we got some trouble over here in turn number 1 and 2.
2 and 3. 10-4. Just be real smart here, bud. Finish this thing with dignity. You didn't do nothing wrong there.
There you go.
25 Ryan Van Orst got free pass, by the way. Tried to slick that in there, presented by Fast Eddie Racewear.
I guess we'll slide into that one of Craig's sponsors won the 50-50 tonight.
Oh.
Who was that?
Derek Nix from Presidential Ventilation Systems.
Oh, wow.
New set of tires coming for the 99 potentially.
And along with Craig, they're going to be donating $2,000 to the IWK Foundation. So that's awesome, but oh boy, the things have thickened up here in this IWK250.
Pit road is open. Down comes the 0 of Vaughn, the 2 of Tucker, and here comes the 23 of Carson Hocevar. Going to make it to his pit and find maybe some change.
Remember that I said the 41 was one of the fastest cars in the racetrack? The 41 will be on the front row when we go back green with Jarrett Butcher.
Oh boy. I want to take this time to go through our last lap sponsors, which Carson Hocevar led 180 of them, but oh boy. Starting with East Coast Credit Union 152 to 155, MBG Mechanical Fort McMurray 156 157, McDonald's Convenience 158 to 159, Deluxe Paints Bears Lake 160 to 169, Aggregate Equipment 170 to 184, AW Leal Cranes and Equipment 185 all the way to lap 199, R&D Performance Center 200 to 201, Seaside Wireless, Fast Eddie Racewear, Peterbilt Atlantic for 204, Gallagher for 205 and 206, Alec McDonald's Irving in 207 208, Snow Queen Leisure World at 209 210, McGregor's Industrial Group 211 to 212, Seaside Wireless for 213, Celtic Ford 214 to 218, the Waikagama Pro Shop 219 to 220, the boys at Racetime Radio for 221 and 222. Tormont Cat for 223 all the way down to 242. 243s in memory of Peter Sutherland. 244 to 248 for Tormont Cat once again. And the Cat Car for Kids. 249 SFR in memory of Scott Fraser. And 250 in memory of the late, great Scott Fraser. Thank you, sponsors, family, team members, for all the sponsorship for the lap leaderboard tonight.
So Vano will get the free pass. That'll be the 14th place car, Joe. So we'll have 14 on the lead lap. They'll start behind, I believe, the caution cars, or in between the caution cars there as they line them up. 14 positions, 13 positions, whatever you have to make up with 70 laps to go. I believe it's doable. But the question is, how do you get by the competition ahead of you? You got some drivers going the wrong way. You got some drivers going towards the front. I like the 41 where I sit right now. Can I change my pick, Brad?
No, you cannot, Tim. Come on now. Stop wanting to change the rules.
I tried.
Did I take the 41? I think I did, didn't I?
No.
I didn't. No. Oh, okay. I just thought I'd try and throw it in there. 180 laps complete of tonight's IWK 250, and man, has the complexion of this one changed. The 54, Brad, had to be laying and saving. I gotta believe that, thinking that there was gonna be more cautions. I think he got his wish.
Well, Joe, you knew that was my second pick, was a 54, although Tim didn't want to let me have it.
As the field is now going to double up behind the pace car. Here at Riverside, beautiful, beautiful crowd on hand. Got to thank absolutely every single one of you for coming out to tonight's IWK 250.
So they put the 99 of Slanewhite and the 23 of Hocevar to the back for the No Fault Racing. How about this for the fans to be on the edge of their seat? To watch these two try to pick their way up through. Little trouble on the 2-car, Ashton Tucker. They were under the hood on the caution. Don't know what it was. Maybe brake issues, not sure. But definitely under the hood of the 2-car, under that caution.
Rolled up green flag in hand of the starter. Lights out atop of the East Coast International Pro Stock Tour pace car. And things are going to get real once again here, Tim.
Jared Butcher is the control car, the red 54 on the inside with Mike Rogers to the outside. Green flag flies, and look at that Rogers Apartment Rentals 41 on the outside. Mike Rogers has come to party contact!
Oh, no.
This is going to be big.
Wow.
Oh, well, surprisingly not, but Mark Leclerc taps the wall along with Chris Reed. That could have been huge.
We could have been stacking them up big time.
So Rogers lost it on his own, guys, up on the outside. There was no contact. Lost it, come off the wall, touched the 54 to shove him down inside, but definitely lost it on his own. So I don't think the 54 will be going to the back of this one.
Replay might say a little different, Brad.
Oh, well, I can't see over that far, Tim, so who knows?
Either way, there was some close racing, and Dylan, I don't know which way you'd call that.
I don't know. It's both got squirrely.
I see Matt Noblet and the boys looking over the 31 of the Easy Term Auto Robbie's Towing Ford.
The 41 and the 54 are next to each other on the track right now. I don't know if they were maybe signaling to each other. I mean, it's a racing deal. Restart there.
Yep.
How about Austin McDonald all of a sudden in the mix?
Yes.
Has been laying back, guys. Always in the top 10, but laying back there. Rusty Smith Jr. And what about Brad Eddy? Look where he sits.
Yeah.
In a brand new race car. And they had trouble all day, guys. And I had a chat with him before the race, and he was hoping they got all the gremlins out of it. Which is not uncommon when you get a new race car. There's always little things that go wrong. So he's had a heck of a run here tonight in that 7 car.
The free pass award goes to the 28 of Tanton Woolridge. So Woolridge will be back on the lead lap. And do you know who I saw just walk by us here in the grandstands?
Who?
Lana and JP. They are headed to Lake Dowsett for tomorrow's race.
Yeah, they got a busy...
Are you sure you're not coming?
I'm fairly confident.
Okay.
Want to take this time during this caution to thank our wonderful track sponsors again. Could have been really big. Could have had the Eastern Fence safety crew working double time there. 98.9 XFM, Aggregate Equipment, AJ Gallagher, Atlantic Tilt Load, AW Leal, Battlefield Rentals, Bayview Trucks, Bosun Superior Power Products, Celtic Sea Holdings, Coastal Nova Scotia, Coldwater Clear Distillery, available in the license area. They bet you they've been having a couple of those hanging out. The Municipality of the County of Antigonish, Eastern Fence, EIT Race Radios, E&M Heating, Green Diamond, the Hobble Machine Shop, Inside Track Motorsports, Celtic Ford, McDonald's Convenience, McGilvery Fuels, McGregor's Industrial Group, Microtel Antigonish, Morse Industrial, Mulgrave Machine Works, Napa Antigonish, Northeast Truck and Trailer, Nova Truck Center, Ultramar, Redline Sport and Cycle, the Ritchie Brothers, Seaside Wireless Communications, Steel Max, Steve Lewis, Stones RV, 1015 The Hawk, Tidal Tractor, Toromont Cat, and Wilson Equipment. Thank you for your support as we parade around the racetrack here after Mark Leclerc is getting towed by the safety crew. Believe for the viewers at home, we're going to bring back the replay, the IWK Foundation replay. I'm just going to look here at this. All the calamity there. So, Tim.
I was heading over to see who the caution cars were. We had to roll another replay.
Yeah.
And we will see what the verdict here is in just a moment.
So, Tim, do they get to look at the replay on your system? Is that how they make the decision on the call?
So Mike has a 8-camera system next door. They were trying to track it down, Brad.
Okay.
And they also have access to what we have next door here in our replay.
Okay, just interesting for the fans to know how they make this decision, because, I mean, they're over on the back stretch and they're up in the tower. It's hard to see sometimes really what took place.
Yeah, and their cameras are obviously at a different angle, and some of our cameras might not catch everything that's on the racetrack either. So it's always nice to have a plan B, I guess, Brad, if you want to call it that.
No, it is, and especially with such a big race. You don't want to get the call wrong, right?
And we are pulling down the 54 and the 41.
Oh, boy.
Contact between the two. Brad, as you mentioned, no fault yellow. Both are going to the back.
Okay, so 180 laps complete of
70 to
tonight's
go.
250.
Yep.
You got 70 laps.
Yep.
Carson Hocevar and the 99 had to go to the back, but of the lead lap cars, because they were both on the lead lap.
And so would be the 54 and the 41 now.
Exactly. So, my question to you, Tim, does Carson Hocevar have enough time to make it back to the front?
That certainly helped. That definitely didn't hurt, but now we change, as Wade Wilson would say, the water on the beans. The 88 of Russell Smith Jr. is your control car. The 13 of Austin McDonald in second. Greg Proud in third. Brad Eddy in fourth.
From the back.
And the 89 of Donald Chisholm in fifth. Sixth is Nicholas Noggle. Seventh is Riley McEwen. Eighth is Ryan Van Orscott. He was the free pass a couple of cautions ago. The 28 of Woolridge in ninth. And I believe, is that John Rankin?
Yes, it is.
John Rankin may. I'm going to double check. He's a couple of laps down, Brad.
Yeah.
So that would put Craig Slanewhite technically in 10th.
Okay, we're going to open up that radio channel again and just have...
Race cars away.
On
your toes.
This is Carson
Leaders on the bottom.
Hocevar spotter. We'll just maybe
You ready?
right this one.
Rolling. Going. Inside full. And still full. Inside, still. Inside. Keep rolling right there.
Side-by-side battle at the front of this one. The 88 and the 13 still a dead heat at the line.
You couldn't have put a piece of paper between them coming off of 4. They go at it down the backstretch. Advantage McDonald. Russell Smith Jr. fights back on the bottom. Austin McDonald will lead lap 182 with the IWK 250.
The car's Pro Late Model Tour regular goes to the top of the board as the 88 of Russell Smith Jr. in second. Here comes Proud, here comes Noggle. They're all chasing the drive line. Fair Lady Z as Brad Eddy runs in third.
Everything is changed up here tonight at the IWK 250. 3 wide between Hocevar, the 99, and John Rankin as they slip around. You know those two cars, Joe, are probably beat red, PO'd after what happened earlier.
Oh, yeah. You can poke them with a stick and not make them as mad as what they will be inside those cars, but they're putting on a show. 186 laps complete now. At the line, you got 1, 2, 3, the top 3, single file, doubled up Jerry Paxton from there on back.
Contact.
Noggle gets into Eddy. Might have had a little contact from Proud.
The domino effect there in turn 4. Noggle says it's time to go. Brad Eddy in the driveline 7 defending hard on the podium.
Noggle to the bottom. He looks under Eddy. Noggle wants that spot. Eddy, a little bit of smoke off the right rear of him coming off of 4. They're going at it. It's Eddy up on the high side. Noggle down on the bottom. Eddy will hang on to the spot, but Noggle fights back coming off of turn 4. Eddy will win it back to the line.
And don't look now, here comes Carson Hocevar to the inside of the 89 of Donald Chisholm. Eddy continues to take third. Noggle continues to fight back on the inside, but there are some drivers on the move as 190 is completed for Austin McDonald.
Slanewhite on the move, chasing Hocevar through. He'll have to get around Chisholm. He's underneath him, going down the back stretch. He wants to get to the back bumper. Hocevar wants to keep him in line as they work their way up through the field. Hocevar reeling that thing. Still some time here at lap 191. They got to get going.
Your battle for 5th is Brad Eddy and Ryan Van Orscott. That's huge for the driver from Antigonish.
Oh, big time. He's got Carson Hocevar all in his mirror. Vano battling with Brad Eddy, but you've got Hocevar now looking on the outside. This is the first time during the race, really, that Carson's had to deal with lead lap traffic as the pole sitter, as Vano and Hocevar lean into each other into turn 4.
Hocevar trying to get under that 25, but Van Orscott coming down the back straightaway, and it looked like they were going to go for big contact. Instead, they got about a paper's width between them, and that's what saved us from a big mess.
Meanwhile, up front, it's Austin McDonald leading Russell Smith Jr. Greg Proud going at it back in the third spot. He's side by side with Russell Smith Jr. Nogle now turning in on the back bumper, and McDonald chasing them down in the dying laps at lap 195.
This is a huge opportunity for Russell Smith, looking for his first Tour win. Russell Smith Jr. He is in second with 54 left to go in the IWK250.
Some great battles here. Brad Eddy side by side with Carson Hocevar. Greg Proud, Nicholas Nogle going at it just in front of them, and then the leaders are going at it. Where do you watch?
It's all over the place tonight. Just 2 Saturday night features, end to end, to finish this one off as we work, lap 198, coming back to the line, guys. Lap 199, and side by side, and there
Austin
we go.
McDonald!
Oh no, leader off the pace.
Oh my heavens, what is going on tonight?
Oh, Slanewhite up the hill as they try to get by the 13. The 7 of Eddy almost had a little bit of contact. Gary Elliott off the pace in the 36.
In all that calamity, gentlemen, your new leader of the IWK250 is Russell Smith Jr. with 50 left to go.
And he's gone.
Can the 13
Oh, but there's going to be a
make
caution.
it? He is real slow and now comes to a stop on the backstretch pit entrance. That should draw a caution with lap 201, and there is the yellow flag. Heartbreak guaranteed for the number 13 of Austin McDonald. Going for the win, out for the lead, and something either breaks or definitely the fire went out inside that 13 car.
Something had to happen to that number 13 car. They were warned in the driver's meeting, by the way, Joe, that if something does happen, that you stop on the racetrack for a flat tire, it is an automatic 2-lap penalty. So we're going to hope that it's not a flat tire in the case of the 13.
I don't think it is, Tim. I don't know for sure, but...
rear end broken?
No, guys, he rolled free down the backstretch, so I don't think it's a flat tire. Just the car come to stop. He didn't have enough momentum to get around the whole corner. So I can't see a flat tire. I'll see as the car rolls by here, but I'd be shocked if there's a flat tire on the 13 car.
Yeah, so would I. As the tow truck pulls up behind the number 13, King Race Machine of Austin McDonald doing a whale of a job all season long down south in the Cars Tour. He got a little bit of a bump from the tow truck, maybe got that car refired. Brad, he's right below you.
No flat tire in that, guys. The car still isn't running as it goes to the pit. No running out of that car, even though he got a push. The car did not fire as they go under the hood of the Austin McDonald machine.
Well, have a look now at your top. Well, let's do a little bit of a full field here, Tim, shall we? From the front of the field, the 88 of Russell Smith Jr. leads this one. Nicholas Nogle now sitting in second.
And again, he hasn't had the fastest car all week long, but now he's got a little bit of track position, and that could be dangerous for the rest of the field for the driver who's won the last 2 Tour races in a row. Greg Proud in third. Carson Hocevar paces in fourth, with Brad Eddy in fifth. Slanewhite in sixth. Ryan Van Orscott in seventh. Donald Chisholm in eighth. Mike Rogers in ninth. And completing your top 10 will be the 54 of Jared Butcher, the 2 of Ashton Tucker, the 40 of Robbie McEwen, Tanton Woolridge. All 13 of those on the lead lap. I didn't see a free pass, but I believe it may have been the 13 because he was the one that drew the caution, and he is scored as now 2 laps down.
Yeah, tough deal as they are under the hood of the 13 car. Definitely working under there. Brad Mann switching his battery up on his microphone. Let's check in with Jerry Paxton. What do you think, Jerry? Lap 201 here tonight at the 250.
If you'd have told me we're going to change leaders this many times over incidental contact, I might have had real doubts about it, but it's been a lot of incidental contact that's put drivers to the back. We've changed the leaders, we've changed the running order, and things are looking, well, I don't think this one's anywhere near being over. We got a lot of laps to run, and I think it's probably going to change about 3 more times.
Yeah, we are got 49 more to go in tonight's IWK250. Field is doubled up. Starter shows the rolled up white, which pops the lights up top the pace car.
Joe, that's the rolled up green.
Oh, rolled up green.
You're like Dylan, you're colorblind.
Yeah, well, the lights are up.
Meanwhile, McDonald still sits on pit road. They've even put gas in that thing, can't get it to go.
Here we go. Green flag back out.
And Nogle gets a dynamite restart. Was he maybe shoved by Carson Hocevar as we all pedal around turn 1 and 2 down the back stretch. Here comes Hocevar on the outside of Russell Smith Jr. and right behind him, Craig Slanewhite.
Hocevar looking for position number 2. He'll get it in now. He chases down the 08 of Nicholas Nogle, the Bryant Kong Construction. Mobile 1 Camry leads, and Slanewhite to the outside of the 88, and up the hill goes Nogle, and Hocevar begins to look.
Meanwhile, Slanewhite is trying to get around the 88, the 88, and he will. Meanwhile, Nogle up front is playing defense, but he rolls up the hill. Hocevar looks underneath him.
Down into turn number 1, Hocevar on the bottom of the racetrack. He's about right up to the driver's door. The 08 of Nicholas Nogle as they head down to turn 3 and 4. Craig Slanewhite in his wheel track.
Well, they're leaning on each other to turn 4 as Carson Hocevar retakes the lead at the IWK250. Craig Slanewhite hooked on him like he's got a tow rope on him.
Clear by 1. Run it high, bud, if you can. Clear by 2. To the 99 again.
So the 99 gets to the back bumper of Hocevar as they back up front where they were laps ago. We'll see what happens now with 43, 44, 45 laps, 43 laps to go. Hocevar back to the lead. Slanewhite rides in second. Nogle in third. Russell Smith Jr. fourth. Greg Crowd fifth.
And Jared Butcher's got some pressure in behind him from Brad Eddy. Eddy almost slapped the wall off at turn 2 a couple laps ago. That is a battle for position number 5 with the red 54 and the white 7. Out of 2, behind them, Donald Chisholm, Ryan Van Orscott, door to door through 3 and 4.
The class of the field here tonight has to be the 23 and the 99. We got to give it up to those 2 drivers. They have done everything asked of them. 210 laps complete, and man, oh man, what a show.
And they went to the back earlier. They went to the back after getting tangled up. It's like as if nothing happened, except they're going to probably remember what happened.
They will, guaranteed.
And it seems like the longer guys that the 99 runs under green, the better he gets. As he starts to reel in Hocevar again, closing up that gap.
And they have broken away from the 08 of Nogle, and in behind them, they continue to battle for positions. Donald Chisholm and Ryan Van Orscott. We got Andy Ganesh and Andy Ganesh side by side.
No change back up front, but back in the third is Nogle. Russell Smith Jr. fourth. Greg Crowd's got company now as the 54 Butcher is all over him.
Can Craig Slanewhite reel in Carson Hocevar? And I guess the big thing is trying it around him. I don't want to say cleaner, but he's got to be careful because they both went to the back earlier.
Yeah, Craig Slanewhite, though, is trying to compete for Triple Crown. How hard do you push?
Man, I bet you his heart rate has to be higher than his car number right now.
I wouldn't doubt it. 216 laps complete. Carson Hocevar out front. The 99 of Slanewhite pretty well glued to his rear bumper. And as Brad Mann pointed out, we are going to see As the long run continues, the 99 car looks like it's picking up steam.
We've got some pushing and shoving back here for about third or fourth on back. Russell Smith Jr. had Greg Proud breathing down his neck, and Proud allows Jared Butcher to go to the inside as Butcher tries to take the spot away from Greg Proud. They'll come up on Gary Elliott.
Meanwhile, up front, Slanewhite can drive it deep in, but Hosevar pulls him a little bit off the corners, but Slanewhite can really drive it in deep, Jerry.
Slanewhite is inches off of the back bumper of Carson Hosevar in that number 23 as they go through turns 1 and 2. Here they come again, down in, and Slanewhite right to the bumper as Hosevar leads them back down the straightaway. Behind them, the battle is the 08 of Nogle, the 88 of Russell Smith Jr., Jared Butcher in that number 54, and that's a freight train right there.
Slanewhite is there. Can he get it done? There's 29 laps to go here for Slanewhite to get around the 23 of Hosevar as they've been going at it hard for the last 10 laps here, bumper to bumper. Hopefully not touching and having to go to the back like they did earlier in the evening.
That is the key thing right now, Tim Terry, is we already saw part 1. How's part 2 going to look?
And if you're Nicholas Nogle, you might be in the catbird seat right now as he runs third. Behind them, side by side with Butcher and Russell Smith Jr. Jared Butcher's got a piece, but does he have anything for these top two? Slanewhite getting comfortable with Carson Hosevar.
Looked like he was in to get the run into turn 4, trying to set up that 23 as clean as they can. You can hear the spotter for the 23 talking about that 99 all in their rear vision mirror. Clear by 1, but it ain't going to be much clearer than that.
Clear by half. I'm going to say clear by 1, maybe 1 foot, if that.
Slanewhite driving the wheels off this thing, trying to chase over there to get around them. It's going to be interesting in the late going. He's there, guys, but he's just inches coming off of the corner. Hosevar pulls him a little bit in the straightaway. Slanewhite better through the middle.
Well, you got to be patient too, right? You got to have the right opportunity. If you don't, trouble can break out. And now the 99 looking on the high side as they flash down the back stretch here at Riverside. It's still a battle. They come to the line. Lap 2:28.
Hosevar threw a big block on Slanewhite. He knows what's coming. Slanewhite has found the grip on the outside, and I think he may see all that lap traffic on the bottom, Joe. He's trying to take advantage of it early.
Yeah, and he will be, but he's not going to want to throw the big block on the 99 like that too many times.
That's twice.
Tell you what, Craig Slanewhite ain't going to lift. He looks low.
He's getting aggressive on that back bumper, the 23 of Carson Hosevar. Behind them, Nogle and Butcher. Should something happen with these top two, the battle for third's getting hot.
And keep your eye on the battle for third because, again, no fault cautions if the 99 and the 23 make big contact. 20 left to go in the IWK250 as they approach Jordan Vino and Gary Elliott.
And while we've been glued on that battle up in front, Jared Butcher in that 54 has made his way from the middle of the pack up towards the front. Butcher now in 4th spot, and he is about to go to 3rd as he gets to work on the 08 of Nick Nogle.
Just a couple more lap cars out front of the 23 of Hosevar. The 99 of Craig Slanewhite. He has tried high, he's tried low. He is gauging that 23 car each and every lap, Brad.
He is, but the 23 is trying to pick the lap card in the perfect place to get around them. But Slanewhite is there. Yano pulls down and lets these two leaders go at it. There's 2 more cars to come, but they may not catch them. They have a clear track ahead of them for now to settle this with 16 laps to go in the IWK250. It's a battle up front.
Tim, notice how Carson Hosevar is driving defensive right now. He wasn't driving in that middle lane until Slanewhite started doing it.
And now he is pulling away a little bit. Slanewhite begins to search to the inside through 1 and 2 slide by Hosevar out of turn number 2. The presidential ventilation 99 packs her in deep to turn number 3.
Slanewhite goes for the bottom. Hosevar's going to shut him down. They are going to come up the lap cars before this is over. There's 2 lap cars in front of them that may play what happens here.
Side by side at the line. It's still Carson Hocevar, but the 99 really got a good launch this time, Jerry. Down the backstretch, they are mirror image.
Slanewhite drives it deep into 3. He's been good there. He's going to take the lead as he comes off of 4. Greg Slanewhite to the lead for the first time tonight on lap 238, but I don't think this is over.
Hocevar crossover down into turn number 3. They come up on lap traffic of John Rankin. Slanewhite has to navigate and also has to play defense with 11 to go.
And the fans were clapping and jumping for joy as the 99 passed around the 23, looking for this first 250 in Antigonish, looking for the Triple Crown. 10 left to go in the 250, Joe.
Well, he's going to be letting his tires cool off just a little bit. Carson Hocevar, a very, very good super late model driver. He's going to do what needs to be done. The 0 is coming into play. The 99 clears the 0, and now the 23 to the bottom of the 0 to try and keep that spot.
And look who's coming up, that red car. Jared Butcher showing up to play here with less than 10 to go.
He's got to get out on the wheel, though, if he wants to get second place from Hocevar. Craig Slanewhite is driving away and trying to complete the Triple Crown this evening. He'll come by this next time with only 7 laps to go. Best battle in the top 10, boys, is Brad Eddy and the 41 of Mike Rogers at 7.
Impressive run from Brad Eddy in the closing laps here, the IWK250. Slanewhite pulling away from Carson Hocevar. Running third is Jared Butcher. That's the podium right now. Will it stick as Slanewhite won't lead the most laps? That's the Carson Hocevar this evening, but the 99 looking to lead the most important ones.
And now it is the 54 Jared Butcher's turn to put on the show. He is closing the gap on Hocevar. Remember, Butcher came from well back in the field. He is getting faster every lap. That gap is getting smaller and smaller. The third place car might get a shot at second.
4.5 laps to go to settle the IWK250 presented by Steve Lewis for 2023. What a race. Incredible. The 99 Bradman, as mentioned, is faster with these long green flag runs.
He definitely is, Joe. We talked to him in the pre-race. He was happy with his car. King Racing setting up that car. He was extremely happy and credited them to him winning championships. And how big is this to drive around Hocevar and take the lead with 2 laps to go here at the IWK? I don't see anybody catching Slanewhite for the biggest win of his life.
And Jared Butcher's going for second on Carson Hocevar side by side for the runner-up position as the leader takes the white flag. Final lap for Craig Slanewhite as they swap a little paint for position number 2. Hocevar and Butcher contact. Hocevar into the wall on the last lap, but up in front, it's all yellow. Yellow, 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 yellow.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
Yellow.
Yellow, yellow.
Oh, boy.
Slanewhite did not want to see this.
No, sir, he did not. I don't think Carson Hocevar wanted to see this either, nor did Jared Butcher.
Well, I would say Carson maybe going to exchange some unpleasantries. Trying to find that.
Just keep it low, keep it low. They're coming around too often.
Let's hope he's coming to pit road.
Yes.
He's just going to catch the field here and spin around.
You got a break right there after the 9.
Holy moly.
It doesn't get much bigger than this. The IWK250, presented by Steve Lewis. Again, a barn burner out here. I'm telling you, race fans, you're tuned into this. You gotta make it to Riverside International Speedway and witness this race with your own eyes.
Unbelievable. Contact at the end. Just figuring out the field here. These races do not end under caution.
So I would say, guys, the 2354 no fault probably going to the rear of this deal.
We are going to find out, but did a little magic here, and I got to thank Brett down here at EI Radios.
EIT.
He has got us dialed in. We are going to listen to the 99 of Craig Slanewhite.
Oh.
And fans, we're going to put you right inside the race car with these guys. Specifically, the 99 of Craig Slanewhite. He has finished this race second a number of times. He's been on the podium a number of times. Could this be the night?
We will have a green-white checker finish to determine the winner of this. Just went next door to confirm.
Okay.
So this will be a green-white checker finish.
The 23 of Carson Hosevar. Back into his pit, guys.
And Jared Butcher will go to the back as well. No fault caution. So that will put... Oh, boy. You remember at the start of the season where these two came together a little bit?
I was just going to say, these two had a conversation on the front stretch after the RJ Poirier Heavy Equipment 150. My goodness. For Craig Slanewhite, as we hear the radio chatter.
Noggle's not very good.
Well, they have an opinion about the 08 there, but 2 corners away from winning it before that happened.
Give a call out to Brad Eddy and Ryan Van Orscott. Things go haywire here. They're getting top 5 finishes. The 7 is in 6th. The 25 is in 7th. This could be very big for 2 teams looking for a big payday here this weekend.
Absolutely. I know I got to thank Auto World once again for giving us a hand here and getting us to the IWK250 with a car. If you're looking for a used vehicle here in Truro, that's where you want to go. Not only a great car spot, but how about a past winner at the IWK250 in Dillon Blankhorn. Also got to thank Todd Robertson right here from Napa. Unbelievable supporter of Racetime Radio. Todd, thanks so much. Here we go. Field doubling up, Tim.
We will complete 249 when we come back. Green-white checker, so this will extend the IWK 250 1 lap past its finish, or scheduled finish, to 251.
Nothing like an IWK 251, eh?
Yeah. Yes, bye.
Oh, boy. If you didn't have a cold one crack open 2 here for this finish. Green-white checkered. The pace lights are still on the vehicle here.
Yes, they are. And remember, we're listening in on the 99's radio.
Trying to complete a triple crown. Craig Slanewhite hasn't won a race this year, by the way.
You start the race at the
The 08's 1-2.
That'd be a rolled up green, right, Tim?
Rolled up green.
1 to go. Lights out atop that beautiful East Coast International Pro Stock Tour pace car.
29 outside him.
And the strategy all comes down. Green-white checker time, Tim.
99, a Slanewhite on the hammer. Nogle did a great job on the outside. Green flag flies down into corners number 1 and 2. Slanewhite up the hill, little contact. Oh boy! Craig Slanewhite to the advantage with Nogle back to second. 3 wide behind them for 4th at the white flag. Final lap for Craig Slanewhite. Nogle playing chase in the 08, but he is going to clear Nogle down the back straightaway through 3 and 4. Craig Slanewhite going to complete the Triple Crown and win the IWK250.
Hell of a job.
My heavens.
That's the one we wanted, boys. Right there. Are we going through
Joe, the crowd just went uncorked here at Riverside.
They sure did. Unbelievable. IWK 250 once again. The 99 of Craig Slanewhite does it here tonight.
Race fans, winning his very first IWK 250, the 99, Craig Slanewhite.
It does not get any better than that, Bradman. Unbelievable as Brad making his way down the hauler.
Look at this. This is going to be the biggest burnout of his life right now.
It sure is.
Over 15 years of trying as he burns it down near the beer garden. Over 15 years, Joe, of trying to win this race. And he gets it done here in 2023.
You know, he hasn't won a race yet this year, I don't believe.
No.
And he had such a tear last year and the year before. Craig Slanewhite ends that little drought. He's in victory lane in the biggest race of the Maritimes. Canada's ultimate short track race, right there.
The party is going to be insane. We throw it down to East Coast International Pro Stock Tour announcer Tim Terry to chat with your winner of the IWK250, Craig Slanewhite.
Shane Lively in the window, Ethan Hicken congratulating the IWK250 champion. It's the RS Dean Holdings, RJ Motorsports, Archibald Drilling and Blasting, Stones RV, Presidential Ventilation, car number 99. Your two-time tour champion, as Frank Frazier comes to congratulate the driver of the 99, completing the Maritime Triple Crown. Collecting his thoughts, big smile on his face. He's out of the car. I can hear you now, Craig Slanewhite. I'm going to try to work our way in here. Finally.
That's the word right there, bud. Finally. I basically I did everything I ever wanted in my career right there.
You had this race won, and then the yellow flag came out. What was going through your mind?
Man, I hate it for Carson because I don't do that, and everybody knows that. It was like he just stopped there coming off the corner. I had a good roll. I was literally riding behind him, and man, I screwed up. I dumped him, and I thought, you know what? I got to keep a cool head. I know we're good. The two of us were really good. Whether he was going to win or I was going to win, I think if we both kept our heads cool. Man, I got so many people to thank, and I got two dear friends in the hospital not doing the greatest, but hopefully they'll be on the mend. Big Jeff, get better, man. And Frankie Frazier's wife, Tricia, or ex-wife, Tricia. She got a liver transplant today. For everybody that has come and supported me and wanted me to win this race, I did it for all them. I'm telling you, this one solidifies me in one of these cars. I like for myself. It's every 250 championships. I done now everything that I ever could have imagined to do, and like right from the Fraziers through my career. Andrew, Corey, Jonathan. I mean, look at my guys. They stick with me week in, week out. I can't even put it into words how grateful I am for everybody involved with this race team. Yeah, like I could talk here for days and days, but man, I'm telling you one thing, we're not going to sleep until Monday.
Second driver to ever complete the Triple Crown in the Maritimes.
That's what I wanted to do, man. It's what I wanted to do so bad. We did it! We did it!
Woo! Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's Craig Slanewhite. Where's Andrew Hicken? Andrew's going to come in here and congratulate his driver first, but I know Rod Dean's in here, Shane Lively. Andrew, you've won a lot of races. You've won a couple of championships with this guy here. What does it mean to win a 250 with him?
He's been getting down on himself. This is 4 in a row for us here. They can say what they want about 18, 3 in a row, whatever. This is a group effort. We had a bit of a slow start this year, just trying to get our package better, searching all the time. And we came tested here a couple weeks ago. Between Craig, Corey Hall, myself, guys at the shop, Jonathan, Craig, we dug our heels in. We went to work, and it paid off tonight. So it's a lot of fun with these guys. They're here for the right reasons, and we love coming to the track with them. So
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
That's Andrew Hicken, and we'll go over to, I believe that's Brad Mann over there with Nicholas Nogle.
So I've caught up with the second place. Nicholas, quite a run early in the going. You looked like you were fading back, but then you made an adjustment at the halfway point. And how about this Bricon construction car? You brought it to the front and it made it real interesting there at the end.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to lie. We struggled with the setup all day, and in the race it didn't get much better. At the halfway break, my crew literally put an entire setup on it, 4 shocks, sway bar, the whole 9 yards, and they made it a little better for me, and that's definitely what it needed. We got lucky there a couple times. It's definitely better to be lucky than good sometimes, but I can't thank these guys enough, man. They kept pushing me. They kept me on my toes, and we drove this thing to second. I'm pretty happy with that.
Anytime you put 4 shocks, 4-spring sway bar, you got to be scratching your head when you go back for the last 125, whether this thing sticks or not when you shove it down in that turn.
Yeah, no, I should probably be a little more cautious about it, but I have entire faith in my father. I mean, he'll set up a car to go anywhere, and I didn't even think twice about sending it down in turn 1 wide open. It was awesome. I can't thank these guys enough.
So there you have it, Nicholas Nogle, the 08 Bricon Construction, second place winner of the IWK250.
Just an incredible job here tonight by all these race teams. Just amazing, Dylan.
Well, Joe, we're here with Russell Smith Jr. Third place, man. You got to be happy about that one.
Oh, I'm happy, but I don't think Chris Lang is in the stands over there booing me.
There was a lot of contact going on out there. I can see the scars on the car tonight.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like I'm a pretty good driver for survival and getting through some accidents. Man, I'm just glad to be here.
All those restarts and the shuffling that went on, that had to be a little hard on the nerves.
You know what it was there when we took that last restart and Nogle and Slanewhite got side by side. I really thought hard about making it 3 wide, but I didn't want to come home with 3 tore-up race cars. And you know what? Honestly, I can't thank these guys enough at Nova. W. Francis Fisheries, Celtic Ford, Donald George, Carson this weekend, and Zach, my whole crew. I mean, we put our heads down, we worked our ass off this weekend, and here we are.
And that's got to be a big piece on the resume, a podium finish in the IWK250.
It's definitely a big bonus for the year we had this year so far and the one we had last year.
Congratulations to Russell Smith Jr., third in the IWK250 2023.
Unbelievable run. Tim, where did you get off to, bud?
I am still on the other end of the stage, and this Slanewhite crew celebrating. Folks, he's on the stage, getting the trophy, getting the check. One more time, give it up for Craig Slanewhite, the IWK250 champion. This is Big Joe, second driver to ever complete the Maritime Triple Crown. The other one also came from the King Competition, King Racing stable in Cassius Clark.
Yes, absolutely. I've been watching Craig Slanewhite for a lot of years. Great to see him get the job done here tonight at Riverside. You got to put the time in. You got to put the effort in. And, you know, you got to have those pages in the book, Dylan, where you get the second place and the third and wreck and all those things. Eventually, you're going to hit victory lane when the stars align.
It all comes to fruition. His name now on the John W. Chisholm Memorial Cup forever. He's now in the history books. He is a winner of this race. So many drivers don't get the big win. Tonight he does. You can see Nick Nogle on stage with Steve Lewis, Emily, and family from the Chisholm Lewis family getting photos. Great run from Nick Nogle, and Russie Jr., Jerry was chatting with them. Podium here at the 250. I would say this is a very popular win for the 99.
I would say so. And we'd be remiss if we didn't mention, of course, these are unofficial results. We have seen things happen in the past. Yeah. I'm just saying, these are unofficial. Of course, they got to go through Tech Lane, the room of doom over there. But hopefully everything is the way it should be, and everybody can celebrate.
And you got a full field rundown here, unofficially, of course, too.
I sure do. Why don't we have a look at that? The 99 of Craig Slanewhite goes to victory lane. In second spot, Nicholas Nogle. You heard from him here, as well as the 88 of Russell Smith Jr. in third spot. Back and forth, the 29 of Greg Proud. In fifth spot, the 41 of Mike Rogers. Did a dynamite job in that car. How about this? In sixth spot, the seventh, at the 7 car, Brad Eddy did a great job. Ashton Tucker in the 2 car rolls at home 7th. Ryan Van Orscott, he pulls the 25 in 8th spot here tonight at Riverside. The 9th spot goes to the 28 car. Is that?
Get our readers on here. Where were we at here?
9th.
Tanton Woolridge, young Tanton Woolridge finishing 9th here. And Donald Chisholm will round out the top 10 in the number 89. Robbie McEwen finishing 11. Jared Butcher. Carson Hocevar 12th and 13th. And they had the little set 2, which led to the green-white checkered. Carson Hocevar again finishing 13th. Matt Vaughn 14th. John Rankin 15th. Jordan Vino 16th. Gary Elliott 17th. Austin McDonald 18th. Chris Reed 19th. Mark Leclerc 20th. Lonnie Somerville 21st. Stevie Lively will finish 22nd. Dwayne Baker in the 48 finishes 23rd. Kyle Reed in the 42 finishes 24th. Wayne Smith and Rick Spencer-Walt at the tail end of the finishing order unofficially for the IWK250.
And that is the way that this one here finishes up the IWK250, another barn burner. Just amazing to see the effort that absolutely every single race team. This property with, 900 RVs on it this weekend. Just amazing.
They're getting the champagne ready as Tim's down there. I can tell you one thing. Tim, as you know, there's going to be a big party tonight.
I've got Curtis Lindsay standing right beside me as the champagne begins to fly on the stage. Kurt, you guys have worked hard for this. What does it mean to stand in victory lane in this race?
I don't even have words, Tim. We've had a tough year. I can't even say tough year. We've been, podium every race. But we never had the win, and to get this at the 250 in the fashion that he did, he didn't mean to do that to Carson. He don't drive like that. He felt so bad. But to come from the back, this is old school racing, and I've won some races with a guy that did the same thing.
It's going to be a long night, I'm sure, right?
It's going to probably be daylight is what it's probably going to be, Tim.
Congratulations. Curtis Lindsay, what a show. And actually, let me slide back here to Corey Hall. We talked to Andrew. You guys put in a lot of work and effort and everything with King Competition. What does it mean to you to be standing back here in victory lane?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's cool for our company. We put a lot of work into this. We came and tested a couple weeks ago and made a lot of really positive changes. We knew we had a little bit of work to do after the first couple races, and we dug deep, made the right calls, and it's cool to be back here. So
they need you on the stage. I
don't need to be up there, do I?
Yeah, you do. Go ahead. There we go. Folks, your team that won the IWK250 this evening is on the stage. Joe, what a team. What a show.
Unbelievable. Jerry Paxton, give us your final thoughts of this year's IWK250.
Well, I don't want to brag, but if you go back to the beginning of this race and you asked me to pick, check it out. I pulled the winner. But that's exactly what I expected this year, a wild fight to the end, and that's what we got. We had so many talented drivers. We had restarts. We had a few flags in there that reset the field. Things we didn't expect to happen did happen. It's been great. Every year we say, what can they do better? I don't know. But the level of talent at this race, at this IWK250, just continues to go up. This year, a new standard. It's going to be a lot tougher next year.
Bradman, over to you. How about it, 2023?
Well, Joe, there was comers, there was goers. But it was early in the race that we could see the 99 and the 23 of Hocevar was going to be the people that would be at the end if they didn't break. It doesn't get much more exciting than that. It looked early like nobody had anything for the 23. The 99, the longer the run went, the better he got. You could see him closing and closing and closing. And once he got by him, he drove away. So hats off to Slanewhite. He's been around a long time, and once again, just shows the level of competition here in the Maritimes when one of our own beats one of the guys that comes from NASCAR. So hats off to Slanewhite. He got the job done, and it was a great race. And we keep saying, like Jerry said, I don't know how it gets any better than this, but we certainly know that when we come back in 2024, it will be better than this, because it always is, and it's a real treat to the fans here tonight. What they got to witness just shows you need to stay in your seat till the last lap, because you never know what's going to happen here. At Riverside Speedway, IWK250, it was a jewel again, and we look forward for 2024 to be even bigger and better as it was tonight.
Another masterful job, you two. Good job down there in turn 1 and 2, 3, 4. Dylan Langell, give us your final thoughts.
Oh, what a race. Being back with you guys and Tim, and exciting finish, I'll be honest, Joe. I got a bit worried for Craig Slanwhite there. I thought this would be another swing and a miss with that late race caution. Thank heavens that it was not the case. The 99, the cream always rises to the top, and I love it when it's a popular win. When you see the fans going, they were shaking the fence when he was coming by, literally up on the fence, as he's getting more photos here with the John W. Chisholm Memorial Trophy and the IWK250 trophy. Like Brad said, how do you top it? But I'm sure we'll find a way in 2024.
There's no way, there's just absolutely no way that they're going to top it. I know they're going to, but I don't know how. Tim Terry, final thoughts from you, bud.
What a show. What an IWK 250. Craig Slanwhite completes the Maritime Triple Crown, second driver to ever do it. I don't know how we top it. We're going to try next week at Petty International Raceway for round number 6 of the series. And, man, this was fun. The party is probably going to go on until Monday morning, until they kick them out. This is going to be a fun night. Congratulations to Craig Slanwhite. Congratulations to these teams that put on a phenomenal show all weekend long. Big thank you to everybody at Riverside International Speedway, Paul Corsten, Joan Rui, everybody else that put this on. And for those that are watching on Tim's Corner TV, thank you for watching. And for those that are listening on Racetime Radio, Joe, blast working with you and Jerry and even that Brad Mann fella.
Well, good luck the rest of the way, Tim Terry. It was a historic night tonight.
Yes.
Historic, to say the least. To see Junior Hanley do some laps around Riverside, that he won this race twice in his career. So cool to see the legend here and to see him honored tonight. Historic for the 99 of Craig Slanwhite. What can you say about Carson Hocevar? What a talented
Impressive.
Driver.
Oh, my goodness.
And it just amazing. Carson, if you're listening, thank you for coming out here and dedicating your time and your talent, your expertise to this. And the Chisholm family, the Nova team, putting the car underneath Carson Hocevar. When they got to go out and compete against them, and just a masterful job by George and all those guys that are on the Nova team. But got to thank Sue and Brenda back in the Racetime Radio studio for keeping us all hooked up. I know the signal dropped once, but we got it. We only lost like 2 laps, and away we went. But I can't tell you how much it means to me to be out here to the IWK 250 for the 12th year. Looking forward to the 13th. If it's in the cards, we are going to be back out here for the IWK 250. To the Racetime Radio listeners, our next live broadcast, Jerry Paxton and I will join Kevin at Flamborough Speedway, and we'll bring you the Gold Rush 123. You're back in Ontario. You got to head to Flamborough Speedway tomorrow for the APC Series. It was rained out today. Everybody got to enjoy the IWK 250, and they'll pick it up at Flamborough Speedway tomorrow for the APC Series. Congratulations to Alex Stagliani. He went to Victory Lane in Toronto. That's our NASCAR Pinty's Series. They're on their way to the West Coast. I don't know what else I can add other than tune in to Racetime Radio next Sunday from 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll keep you up to date on absolutely everything that happens out here on Canada's East Coast. And we want to thank Joan and Donald and everybody here at Riverside and absolutely all you race fans for tuning in and showing up and making this race what it is, Canada's ultimate short track race. That's going to do it for us here tonight at Riverside International Speedway. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one. Be safe. drive home, and we want to see you back here next year for the 2024 edition of the IWK250. The countdown begins now for that race next year, and sure hope you can all join us. We got to put more stands in, that's for sure. They filled them all up tonight. That's going to do it for us. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a good night. Be safe, and we'll catch you next time on Race Time Radio.